Hey everybody, welcome back to the Court of Random Opinion. My name is Lauren Neidigh. I'm here with my friends Bruce from Oregon, Snitzel Ninja, and Omar Serrato, the Tilted Lawyer, who does know how to swim. We were going to go over some of David Jingris's greatest hits, the attorney for Laura Owens and her family law case. But he just posted another video like 5 minutes ago, so we're going to dunk on that a little bit first, and then we'll get into
Of course he
everything else.
did. Of course he did.
Well, I guess he didn't take much to your comment the other day, and probably just thought he wanted to get himself out there a little bit more.
Oh, is he mad at me?
I can only assume.
Is he mad because like nobody was watching his video except like to like hate watch on him, and nobody like even left a like on it?
When is he not planning to
comment? I thought I left him a really nice comment.
This is nasty as hell, but I feel like I'm cracked out of my mind.
What?
Yo, I haven't had that since I was like 18. That's such a bad idea, Lauren.
It hits different here, man.
Lauren, we have a lot of work to do.
We have a lot of work to do. We've had a lot of work to do since last year, Bruce. I'm still a work in progress.
I know we're not getting any of it done is the problem, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Who has the time?
We don't.
Character growth is so unnecessary.
Right. I know.
All right. Anyway, let me pull this up. Obviously, we won't show the whole thing because I don't want Omar to have to copy paste the copyright letter that he sent on my behalf last year. So give me 1 second. That would just be annoying.
Lauren, have you seen any large spiders or life-threatening animals from Australia yet?
No, man. I've been here 5 times now, and I haven't seen a single spider.
I heard that you got the big spiders where you're at.
Really? Yeah, I've.
That's what they say. I have no way to confirm.
Yeah.
I can't confirm it either because I haven't seen one. But I did have a problem with crickets once, and that was in Melbourne. And I was in a hotel, like a nice hotel. But I kept hearing this noise at night, and then all of a sudden I had like 5 crickets hopping around my room, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
All I know is the one time that I encountered a bug like that was the only time I ever stayed in Arizona on purpose. And it was for a baseball tournament, and there was this huge freaking spider / mutant / alien. I don't know what it was, but it would not die. Like I tried to drown it, like I kicked it around, like there was no smashing.
You tried to drown it.
And
you tried to drown it.
I tried to drown it in hair gel because that's all I had at the time.
It's
like maybe I'll like
pleasure activity and not
just throw it out the window.
I mean, not with hair gel, Lauren. Jesus.
Who fucking does that?
Rude, Omar. Also, Omar, you said that was when you were on purpose in Arizona. When were you not in Arizona when were you in Arizona not on purpose?
I've gone there with like family and stuff involuntarily. I don't count those times.
Involuntarily?
Yeah, like I had a family member getting married and I was a kid and I was trailing along. And so it was not my fault.
Oh, I see.
But the purposeful time that I went there, I encountered a mutant spider and we battled to the death. And I think the spider won because I ended up getting a different hotel room. And so here's that story.
I would not have expected that. To be honest. Oh, man.
It just felt wrong. I can't just smash it with like a baseball bat. Like I tried to like knock it unconscious. I trapped it in the bucket and it was just, you know what? This is bullshit. I can't. It escaped and it went underneath something. It's like, I got to get out of here.
Well, you said drown, and I just imagined you in the pool the other day.
Oh, well, I did almost drown. I swear to God, when I swallowed water, I felt like I was going to die or like my lungs were going to explode. And that's why I like went into a belly up mode or backpedaling. Anyway, it didn't work out.
Swallow the water, you inhaled the water.
Yes, I think that's what I did.
Yeah, that's not conducive to human life.
No, it was a bad time. But I don't know. I was neck and neck with Lauren at that point. I was putting up a good fight.
Lauren, is that true?
It is true, absolutely. I was freaking out a little bit. And then all of a sudden he was nowhere. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh. Omar,
you'll see it eventually. We got to edit that shit.
Yeah.
We got to get it up.
Yeah. No, I was a little scared. I'm not going to lie to you, man.
You know what? I was surprised. I think that's what happened. I freaked out because I was winning. It's like, oh my God. And then I inhaled water. And so sometimes.
I got to teach you how to breathe, dude. Because you're probably lifting your head straight out of the water. You got to roll to your side a little bit.
You got to roll.
Well, how else are you supposed to do it? It's like you got to, I don't know.
it's way easier if you just put your ear to your shoulder and stretch out to your side.
I thought that's what I was doing, but
so if you're doing this, all of a sudden your lower body is just falling down to the bottom of the pool.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to do that.
See, you weren't giving me any of these tips like 2 weeks ago.
I feel like I took way more swimming lessons in middle school than Omar did.
Oh, I purposely did not take swimming lessons. I hate swimming.
He tried to fail.
Well, they forced us to in public school, so
they did, and I refused. I refused to enter the pool. I was like, I'm not getting in the water, man. Yeah, I was going to fail 9th grade PE. I refused. I said, I'm not getting in there. It's like, okay, well, you're going to fail. It's like, oh, well, because my stubborn 14-year-old self.
What about middle school? They didn't
no, that was after. Well, we didn't have a pool in middle school. Not the one that I was at. So I was safe from there. But in high school, for sure.
I see.
Yeah. I thought that I was going to get by. They're going to let me off just because I was on the wrestling team, and that's not how that worked.
No, you're a conscientious objector. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of how it should work. I feel like if you're on the wrestling team, you're doing more than enough PE.
Like, why do I need PE? I'm in the wrestling. I'm wrestling. Jesus.
That's fair. When I was a senior, these guys that were on the track team or whatever didn't want to do the laps because it wasn't on the correct surface for running that the gym teacher wanted us to do. So they wanted to not do it.
What's it to protect their 15-year-old knees?
Yeah. Well, also we wanted to skip class and go get donuts.
Well, there's that.
Luckily,
perfectly acceptable at that age.
Luckily, I had study hall passes that the physics teacher had just signed without putting any time on it, so we just wrote it in.
Dude. All right, let me pull this up.
They were good.
Wait, what, who's kissing? What? Somebody says Lauren hasn't kissed me yet. When did I agree to kiss anyone in here? I'm not saying I didn't. I'm saying I don't remember it.
Uber driver?
Well, I think it's because you didn't reply to an email, therefore you became contractually obligated to do the kissing. It's Laura's style contract.
Could you? I need someone to point me in the direction of when I said that, and then I will.
No. It's because you didn't reply.
By the way, I got to make a point to watch. Schnitzel made like a whole email video where she's like playing or talking through the emails. I got to watch that.
Oh my gosh, Omar, it's so good. The problem, I mean, I say it's good. It's good because number one, Schnitzel Ninja does a good job reading it, and number two, it's good to put all those things in context at the same time.
Yeah.
On the flip side of the coin, it's very emotionally disturbing. Mm-hmm. So I will warn you about that.
I feel like it's the best way to be introduced to this case is to start with the emails.
Oh man.
Well, Bruce and I the other day, we were going over, what the fuck was it? It was like the latest police report or something. And I was just busting the entire time laughing. Like, it was so bad. And then I had a couple people who were newer to this afterwards who were like, oh my God, you guys are laughing, but this is so bad. And like, clearly you haven't been here for any of this.
Like, we know.
Well, that's what's going to happen. Is going to be more and more annoying is like more people jump on the bandwagon because of course this is going to get more mainstream media coverage and I'm going to get roasted for that.
I mean, at some point you have to use humor as a coping mechanism.
That's just my default, man.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
So I had AI summarize this video of Jingris. These are his main points.
What is it? Oh, no, wait. Here's what it says.
Wait. Let me show this one part. Let me show this one part first, and then we can do your AI summary for the rest of it. Because this part is ridiculous. Hang on. Where can I find it?
Oh, we've got the transcript. That's the best.
Yeah,
why everyone is wrong. I like how he puts wrong in all caps.
Ah, here we go. Hang on.
Like,
I think I'm wrong, and I think you're wrong. And the court said I'm wrong, but the court was wrong. Anyway, so here's an example of what I think will make more sense to people.
I was out of breath walking.
I see Rule 26. First of all, it's a litigation thing. When you're in litigation, it's like driving down a road. If you've never done it before, I do nothing but litigation. Hundreds and hundreds of cases over my 20-something years. It's a familiar place for me to be. If you've never done it, or if you've only done it in a place like California and you're not licensed in Arizona and you're not licensed in federal court, it's a different set of rules.
Pause?
So you don't understand. You may not be familiar with them.
Can you pause?
But let me explain this like this.
Wrong one.
Imagine that you're...
There we go.
His whole thing about I do litigation all the time and you don't, and I'm in Arizona and you're in California or wherever.
He said hundreds of cases.
This is not why he's right. if he says that's why he's right, that is a logical fallacy called the appeal to authority. You are not right simply because you have more experience in a domain or something like that. More experience could mean you will be more successful at being right, but it does not by itself ensure that you are right. So this is a complete logical fallacy, and it does nothing to convince anyone. It's just rhetoric.
Yeah. He's still trying to teach us about Rule 26. And I felt like I did a pretty good job explaining what it is. I understand Rule 26. I understand the safe harbor provision.
If he thinks he's right and everybody's wrong, he has to explain why, not just because I have a lot of experience doing XYZ. That is insufficient.
For example,
and of course, he's got the rest of the video. He may succeed, but so far, that's a bad start.
I don't have a lot of faith in him, Bruce. But for example, he said some stuff on his video, and I took what he said and applies. Oh, now I see where he's coming from a little bit. It still doesn't make any sense, but this is his mistake, and this is his best argument. This is what he should have argued, because then maybe he'd have an actual safe harbor argument. But he didn't say that. He said these other things, and I explained it. I explained how Rule 25 are standalone statutory sanctions that is within the discretion of the judge. Never had a safe harbor provision. Matter of fact, he himself in his video explained why that was. And then he says, oh, but then they got rid of Rule 31 and introduced Rule 26, which has safe harbor to it, but they didn't relinquish the Rule 25 sanctions and kept them in place. And so anyway, not to get too deep into that, he's making the same arguments he's been making for, I don't know how long now, what, a year? Well, since the appeal,
maybe he'll have a better way to explain it. I don't know.
Yeah. No, let's see what he has to say.
I don't know what I would do without any of you, because when you're not here, it's just me watching this guy saying you're a cunt over and over again. So, all right.
Hey, I'm ready to be convinced
that he's a cunt. I can help you with that.
No, I mean his whole, his whole appeal ordeal.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. All right.
We're driving down a road. Litigation's like a road. The road begins when a complaint is filed, and it ends when the case is settled or there's a verdict, a judgment, jury trial, they decide. So it has a beginning, it has a middle, it has an end. Just like driving down a real road, while you're on the road, there are a lot of rules, okay? You got to wear your seatbelt, you got to have insurance, don't drive drunk.
We failed the test already.
Oh, trouble.
I mean, what the fuck, bro?
Hey, what are y'all lubricating with, by the way?
Huh?
What are y'all lubricating with?
KY jelly.
God damn it, Schnitzel.
Bourbon.
It'd be funnier if you hadn't sent condoms to my house.
I have a Northwest Aquavit that I'm mixing with ice seltzer and bitters.
Not mad at that.
I got some nasty Australian soda.
An Australian 7-Eleven meat gelada.
Meat gelada?
Never mind. I'll make it for you next time you come over.
I'll cry about it. Okay.
I'll explain it to you later, Lauren.
It's delicious.
I'm afraid. Please don't. All right.
Nuns crossing the sidewalk, crossing the crosswalk.
This man's never seen a nun in his life.
There's
wait. What did he say? You can't run over nuns in the crosswalk?
Yeah.
Wait, so you can run over other people in the crosswalk, just not nuns?
What? I guess so, man.
I think he's trying to make a joke.
Yeah, it never works out.
Out of breath.
I don't know.
I mean, the guy's going for a walk. I'm not going to fault him for being out of breath.
They might not be nuns. They might be the guys from the Blues Brothers.
No, I'm going to make fun of him a little bit, man. You're walking and out of breath. What the fuck, dude?
Why?
He's exercising. What do you want?
I don't fault the guy for being out of breath while he's exercising.
I wouldn't fault anybody else, but Jingris, if there's any opportunity to make fun of that guy, I'm gonna take it.
There were lines I wouldn't cross
for the right
until
reasons.
last week, and then I was like, "Fuck you, you're a rapist."
Oh boy.
Oh, and I don't appreciate the way that he said Juarez in his video.
Oh, no, I agree.
That
I agree.
Was a little racist. I forgot to mention that in my video that I did, but I didn't appreciate his pronunciation of Rachel's last name. That was bullshit.
Very inappropriate.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably what pushed me over the line there, where I was like, there were things I wouldn't talk about. I would not talk about his prior arrest and case with the minor, and then I was like, you know what, fuck you, because if you're gonna go that far, so am I.
Otherwise, but hey, good for you, Jingris, getting outside, breathing in the clean air, getting your power walk on, doing whatever you're doing. Keep it up, man. I'd be cheering him on, but instead, fuck that guy.
Yep. He's fortunate people haven't been covering that case more. And it's out of consideration for the victim, not for him, because he's a fucking piece of trash.
No, because nobody wants to drag into it like that when they didn't do anything wrong, especially when they were young, so.
But you know what's funny? Like, I think Rachel and Lauren and myself referenced it. It's like he'd be wise to not try to play background check games because I've never been convicted of a crime and I have a clean bar record. And then Lauren just said straight out what he did. And I think
she fucking murdered him. Like, she's the best, man.
Didn't she put up the police report or something? I forgot what she did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically.
No.
So I was kinder than Rachel's a beast.
Yeah.
Much respect to Rachel.
No, she's great. I feel it made me mad that he would talk about her like that. Because she didn't you and I have both been kind of a dick back to him, but she hasn't done anything wrong.
Yeah. So, but being a dick, but not really. Like, I even left I feel like on the video that he left, mine was a pretty nice comment.
Look at your thumbnails. You've been a dick.
Kind of. No, I've been kind of a dick. That's what is true.
Yeah.
By the way, I just went to see the Karate Kid with the girls.
Is it good?
It's amazing. Bruce, being an 80s kid, you'll love it. You will love it. It's just nostalgia. It's formulaic. But it hits all the proper marks. It's got Daniel LaRusso in it. It's got Mr. Miyagi. It's got Jackie Chan. I give it 5 stars out of 5. And my daughter is going around doing the whole stance thing. If I was on camera, I'd do it. But she wants to be the Karate Kid now.
Wait,
which one is it? Olivia, the big one.
Yeah, okay. Those are my friends.
She got a mean. I taught her how to palm strike the other day. Now she's been palm striking everybody.
Oh my god, you're gonna get a palm strike in the groin by accident.
Already have.
I'm not talking about mine, man. Come on. All right, we'll watch a tiny bit more of this, and then I'm about done with it. But it's just kind of stupid.
Just like driving down the road, and you can get in big trouble. You can get a ticket for speeding and owe $100 fine. You can get pulled over for driving drunk and killing somebody, and you can go to prison for life. Same thing in litigation. There's tons of rules. Some are more serious, some are less serious. But they all have one thing in common.
Now listen what you did.
Hang on. I'm just about to make an important point, and I'm going to interrupt. We're about to enter this trail and walk.
This is stupid. Hang on. I don't know if there's really anything else worth listening to here. I just read over this. You have your
what's his argument though?
What argument? I mean, they're all the same.
Wait, who summarized it?
Let me. These are his points. At 204.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Can you do that while I?
Yeah. At 204, he's understanding Rule 26 is crucial for successful litigation. At 352, he says driving rules require active participation on the road. At 548, he talks about Rule 26 provides specific protections against sanctions for false pleadings. 750, he's saying misunderstandings about Rule 26 and its implications in litigation. 946, he says Rule 26 serves as an exit ramp for affected. At 1141, he says he's discussing the implication of Rule 26 and potential case outcomes. At 1335, he talks about misleading claims about Rule 31's transformation into Rule 26. Well, he's the one that brought it up. It's not even a thing anymore. So that'd be kind of his deal. And then at 1523, acknowledgement of limitations in legal knowledge during investigations. What does that mean? The speaker clarifies their lack of expertise in law enforcement procedures. They emphasize honesty in their knowledge and the non-intent to mislead others. So in other words, he's just going to repeat his old arguments, not acknowledging the deficiencies or the inapplication of Rule 26 in the Eckert scenario where Rule 25 was invoked, which means that this is going to be an incomplete analysis.
Omar, let's say he's completely right as a thought experiment.
Okay.
Why didn't Laura make use of the 10-day safe harbor period after the Rule 26 was introduced in this case?
I'm willing to bet money that what she would say is she was trying to dismiss. That's what Jingris keeps saying, right?
Yes, but
Look, they
she
invoked Rule
missed the
26.
deadline. Isn't timing important? The rules of the road are important. And so her December, whatever it was, 28th motion to dismiss was after the 10-day safe harbor period, if he's correct.
Well, if he's correct, the Rule 26 invocation starts when Woodnick filed his motion for Rule 26.
Yeah.
And then they were talking about that. And Jingris's retorts to that was, wait a minute, there's a 10-day safe harbor. They didn't comply with the 10-day safe harbor. We try to dismiss. Why are we still here? And then they had some talk about sua sponte.
What does Woodnick do in those 10 days as a lawyer? So they make a filing and they say, hey, we're going to ask for fees and sanctions under Rule 26.
He's supposed to meet and confer. Yeah. So he's supposed to ignore Rule 25.
Yeah.
Rule 26, he's supposed to meet and confer with opposing counsel.
No, there is no opposing counsel. There's only Laura.
I guess, well, whenever, I don't know when he filed for the Rule 26 thing. Was it when Jingris was involved or when she was pro per?
No, it was way before. She was either pro per or had a different attorney. She may have had an attorney, actually.
Well, then the requirement for Woodnick would have been he had whoever her attorney was, and if she was pro per, he would have had to meet and confer with them, and then she would have had 10 days.
In what
from
way?
that
Like
point
an email?
Forward. An email, a phone call. Usually, it's a phone call. They don't let you get away with emails in California, at least.
So how do we know that didn't happen?
I don't know that it hasn't happened. I just know that in the appellate briefs, Jingris says that it didn't happen, and Woodnick doesn't really correct him.
He does.
I don't know what specifically
he does in a subsequent filing. So when Jingris arrives and he complains about Rule 26, there's a responsive filing where they explain, hey, it's the withdrawal of Rule 26. They explain, we're withdrawing it to save time, but if we didn't, here's why we're right. And they go through all the details and they say, this is the 10-day period and blah, blah, blah. And this is why we would be right if we wanted to waste our time doing this.
Okay. So then either he complied or he didn't. Yeah. I just don't know because the appellate court never even touched that argument because it was irrelevant. Because,
I know. I'm just saying, I think even if Jingris is 100% correct about Rule 26, the process was still okay in this case.
Maybe. I mean, to the extent that Woodnick argued it that way, then sure.
Yeah.
And I guess they'd have to litigate that issue.
Exactly. He acts as if his argument means he's 100% right. It just means you have to go back to the beginning and re-argue the thing they never argued.
Right, but the point that he's missing in the cases that he cites in his appellate brief, and in the issues that the appellate court picked up on, all they cared about was how does Rule 26 supersede Rule 25?
Oh, I get it.
And the simple issue was this.
I get it.
If the issues in Rule 25 mirrored Rule 26, then safe harbor would apply.
Yeah.
And so Jingris had to argue that the relief sought in Rule 25 from those three statutes are inherently present in Rule 26, which has this safe harbor provision. That's the best argument he could have made. Yeah. He didn't make that argument. And what the appellate court said was that Rule 25 is completely separate and apart from Rule 26. And basically it deals with in-process litigation. So like after the filing, how you behaved during the litigation, that's what Rule 25 punishes. It doesn't punish necessarily improper filings. And that's how they distinguish the two. And because they're distinguishable between those two rules, they don't even get into the Rule 26 argument. That's why they basically say Jingris's argument has no basis in law or fact. I can't even get there because Rule 25 stands on its own.
Yeah.
And that's why he lost his appeal. And that's why he's going to lose with the Supreme Court, Arizona Supreme Court. This is never going to get to the U.S. Supreme Court. So that's the simplest way I could really explain it.
That makes sense. I think we're getting way off track of what Lauren wants to do.
No,
it's my fault.
while you were talking, I was trying to find a timestamp. So hang on. There's a couple more things I want to play here. Not limited to him comparing Laura's situation to George Floyd, but this one, we'll do this one.
Just don't get. And I understand there's this massive motivation to hate Laura. That's fine. I'm not going to take that away from anybody. You guys can hate whoever you want. But
I don't hate her. I just want evidence.
No, I mean, none of us really care enough to. Well, I shouldn't speak for everyone. I should speak for me. I don't hate her.
There are definitely people that have said they hate her, but like,
oh yeah,
he generalizes and says we all hate her. But it's like, I just want her to provide sufficient evidence of her claims, which she fails to do.
We can hate her behavior.
Yeah.
And not hate her.
Yeah,
look
exactly.
At her like she's a sick woman that needs help. That's all.
This is another logical fallacy. If you hate Laura, you must be wrong. You must instantly be wrong about all these arguments when you're arguing with Jingris here. Like, oh, the haters are just going to hate. That's why they're wrong. You're not wrong because you hate someone. You're wrong because you have a good argument or a bad argument, or you're right if you have a good argument. You're wrong if you have a bad argument. Hating someone's irrelevant. It's orthogonal to the issue at hand. He's pointing us at another red herring here.
I just don't think I could hate her. I mean, we have matching sweaters.
Yeah, let's hear what he says.
David Jingris' face is a red herring. How about that?
Let's hear what he says.
Not licensed in Arizona, not licensed in federal court, haven't litigated this stuff. I have. I've done it so many times. And when people
this is another appeal to authority.
Slam on the brakes because they're threatened with sanctions, Rule 11 in federal court, which is substantively identical to Rule 26, it gives them an off-ramp. It gives them an exit ramp. You can exit the highway, and if you do so within that safe harbor 10-day period or 21 days in federal court, that's it. You can't be punished for anything you did prior to getting off the highway, unless it was something different than signing a pleading. If you file,
hold on, let me skip ahead.
He just answered his own question. Do you hear what he just said?
Yeah.
Unless it's something different than signing a pleading. Rule 25 specifically punishes litigation behavior.
Yeah.
So they were litigating from August to December.
Yeah.
And she made several misrepresentations and violated court orders. That was mandatory for the court to impose sanctions on her.
And those things, if you go back and read Mata's ruling and ignore the Planned Parenthood being closed on Sunday part, that's exactly what she says. She says it's not about the filing, it's about the actions during the action of the court case. Like he says, there's a beginning, a middle, and the end. You have to complete the court action, and you look at the entirety, the entire latency from X equals 0 to X equals, the end.
So man, it's not that Jingris doesn't understand. He just basically answered his own question. He's just not connecting the dots. For whatever reason, man. He's not an unintelligent man. He's just blinded by.
Well, the thing he hasn't convinced me of is where exactly date stamp 1 and date stamp 2 are these 10 days, and what happened during those 10 days that makes him think that the safe harbor didn't expire? Because I think it just expired.
Does anybody know what Woodnick would say with respect to he didn't comply with the safe harbor for Rule 26?
You have to go back and read the response to the withdrawal.
Yeah, I was about to ask you. I was like,
It's part of the withdrawal.
This part's too much work for a Sunday evening.
So I feel like she probably has a pretty good grasp on all that. I mean, you've read every single one, like narrated it for your videos, right?
Omar, I'll go back to the court filings and I'll find the exact document and I'll email it to you later.
All right. I've never looked into it because it's just never mattered.
That document it was probably before your time, Omar. Oh my God.
Oh, certainly. I came in
May? Of course you're going to ignore it because it's before your time.
Well, that, and then nobody else seems to care. Like Mata didn't care. The appellate courts didn't care.
I don't know. I'm pedantic, so I care. But anyway.
Oh, Michelle's a wub love again. Let's get Lauren to 20. Subscribe. Yeah. No, I who the fuck is echoing right now? That's crazy. It's probably Omar. I've seen his setup.
Yes.
No,
she made a whole short of my whole setup, and she was trying to film me.
I think we're at 19.7 or something right now. But I've been slacking for the last 4 or 5 days, so I'll give it till next week. Yeah, I was really gonna try to keep up with everything, and then I was like, God, I'm gonna burn out so hard if I don't stop for a bit. So
I'm just more disappointed that you didn't clown me harder on losing the swim race. They didn't clown me harder for losing the swim race.
I mean, it's only been like a week, man. Give me some time, and I'll be a dick about it.
I was gonna say Lauren's a good sport. She has moral fiber.
That's not true, Bruce.
She has vegetable fiber.
To be determined. Anyways, no, I just want to say, because Omar keeps saying that and he doesn't really give you context. I texted him back in like January or February because I was going to the gym and I'd had a really hard time back in January. I was like not in a good place. And I was like, I need to get my shit together. I was in much worse shape at that point. And I was like, you got to do this swim race with me. Let's do it. Because I'm coming to LA in May. And I need a reason to keep going to the gym every day because I need to get my shit together. And so he agreed to do that, even though he swims. Well, he can swim for about 10 seconds really good, and then he sucks. So people don't know. I think people probably don't know. In context, it's important to recognize. I think that you were trying to help me do something, and you did, because I went all the way out to the mountains yesterday by myself to go hiking a little bit, and I wouldn't have done that if I hadn't been able to get up and care enough about doing exercise every day. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. I mean, I'm
warm and fuzzy.
I hate complimenting you, man. I hate it. But, you've really done so much for me. I appreciate it.
I'm trying to keep my ire going for gingerbread over here, and you're making me feel all warm and fuzzy.
It's tough.
All right,
Lauren, if you don't have any moral fiber, maybe you can get some moral fiber.
Oh, damn it, Bruce.
Thanks to whoever mentioned that.
Does he look like a bitch? I don't have my
Somebody in the chat mentioned that. It was good.
You guys are fucking insane. But I wouldn't be here without the three of you, I'm sure. There's no way I'd be sitting here doing this without the three of you. So thank you very much. I hate all of you.
Regular bunch.
Oh.
You're all stupid. So all right. let's move on.
Gay.
No, I'm gay. All right. It's June, you can't make gay jokes in June, man. That's homophobic.
Oh, it's Pride Month.
Yeah, right. Well, it is here, anyways. I don't know what day it is where you are. It's still Sunday. No, it's June 1st for you.
It's June 1st. Yep.
I'm like a day ahead, so a little over, like half. I'm like 12, 14 hours or something ahead of East Coast, so it's hard to keep up right now. But
I couldn't even imagine.
What's the stock market doing in the future, Lauren?
What's the stock market doing in the future? Well, still confusing me, that's for sure. All right.
Get fees for parenting.
Why don't we get back to Mr. What's his face on the train?
Time. Go read Clayton's response to Laura's request for parenting time. He didn't even respond. He left that part of his response blank.
No, he didn't.
So yeah, you can get fees for other things, but there were no fees for other things.
I mean,
sorry, it's just keeps getting greener.
If the twins are fake, then the parenting time you could just leave it blank. Like, I mean, Zach can take care of the twins. Like, I don't know, like whatever.
So I've openly questioned Jingris's actual litigation acumen. Like, does he actually know what he's talking about? He once, in one of his videos I texted you about earlier, he legitimately said that Rule 25 doesn't apply to Clayton Eckert because Rule 25.
You're gonna find that. Did you find it?
No, I'll find it for you though. I will find it and we'll play it. But he literally said Rule 25 only applies to parentage cases. And we're like, and at the time I'm like, isn't this a paternity action? No, it is. And then that was what spawned my whole video response to him, showing him 15 different cases where it does apply, where somebody makes a false claim of paternity against another individual. And he's never said that ever again. It didn't even make its way into its appellate appellate arguments.
You finding the subheader in Rule 25 that applies to this case was like the mic drop moment for you, Omar. That was like your big moment.
Well, I sent him all the cases and I posted it on YouTube, and then I asked anybody else to copy and paste this and put it on his Twitter feed or something.
Yeah.
And then people did. And then after that, I was dead to him.
I know.
Because before that, we were gonna
I think
like
it's safe
talk
to
and
say, like, he's gonna throw a fit if he loses Candyland.
You wrecked your case. Dude.
totally.
His case. You wrecked his case. He's going to take his
Candyland?
Candyland set and go home to Northern California.
But
I feel
he
like he
just
probably
has like
plays that with his dates.
he
What?
has such a basic fundamental misunderstanding of litigation. After 26 years, it's
And
kind of
consent.
shocking. And consent. Oh, if you read in that case, it's really disturbing.
Yeah, I try to ignore that entirely. Now I'm just like, fuck it. So
Yeah. Well, hey, you live and you learn, I
why
guess,
give
or you
anyone
don't.
courtesy when they've been such an asshole to everyone I like? You know.
Yeah. Well, he's brought this on himself, man. That there is a path towards redemption for him, and he's clearly not gonna exercise it. So it is what it is, man. I'm gonna find that clip where he says that, though. I'm gonna mute myself while I do.
Yeah, you do that.
These for other things. Sorry, it's just keeps getting greener. I feel like I'm on the whatever the planet was where
That's what I said the last time I smoked marijuana.
the Ewoks were racing through the trees. Return
It's
of
called
the
Endor,
Jedi.
bitch.
Endor, yeah.
Anyway.
Come on, buddy.
What?
Endor.
Endor?
Yeah. With
Oh
an
man,
E.
I don't even see. I didn't even know that.
Oh well.
Endor. I thought you meant indoor. Like, okay.
He's old enough, he should know, even if he doesn't watch it.
We've really seen most of this. Hang on, let me see. He's like, I don't care, but then he argues about everything that anyone has ever commented, except for his, alleged rape of a minor.
Anything like that happened. I just, I've expressed my opinions about this. And when I said I don't care anymore, I don't mean I don't care about Laura. I absolutely care about her well-being.
It's creepy how much she cares about Laura, actually.
And I want her to have a good, I think what has happened in this case is a travesty. I think she should not have to pay Clayton a dime. I think Clayton should have to pay Laura not only the legal fees that Laura's out of pocket mid-5 figures.
And whose
just
fault
from
is
what
that?
That's because Laura's a rich, entitled
No.
bitch who owns a horse farm. I mean, what the fuck do you want?
Clayton
And
forced her to do.
watch
which
what
he
he's
had
doing
no right
here.
to do.
He's expressing opinions. I don't care about opinions. I care about facts and arguments that are going to convince me that he's right. And he's just telling me what he thinks. He's not explaining to me why I should be convinced that I should also think the way he thinks. He doesn't know how to construct a logical argument or present evidence in a compelling way.
No. Yamaha Biker, what's going on, man? Now I know I dislike Jingris. Yes. Thank you, Professor. Right. If you guys don't know who Biker is, you got to watch some of those Hail streams, I guess. He does a Professor Snape voice really well. It's actually kind of soothing.
Also, if he cares about Laura and her well-being so much, why did he put in his own blog all her writings about how much she wants to do self-harm and all that? It's really unhealthy psychologically to be a lawyer and do that to your client. That's not caring for your client.
No, it's not. And I don't know. Omar will have to answer when he comes back in if he has any actual obligations related to that. But even if he doesn't, that's a shitty thing to do. And it's obvious that you have some ulterior motives. If you say you care about this person so much that Laura, to this point, is your friend, and you are publishing that on your blog and you're not doing anything else to get her help, what the fuck? What the fuck are you?
And admitting to other people that she does have mental issues.
Oh yeah, to Greg, right? Because he put that in the
The cost structure document. We've seen those comments. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Oh, we lost Omar. He'll come back. Don't worry. He just gets lost a lot. No, because he put that in there, and of course, I'm sure Laura was thrilled to see that on the document. But I don't know. I mean, she clearly has some issues. I don't think that they are issues that cripple someone to the point that they would do these kinds of things. You know what I mean? I think she understands what she's doing. So, and I think he probably knows that to some extent. So, here he is. 1 second. Yo, where'd you go?
Yo, so in the private chat, I found the link.
I got it.
I heard your question as well. And look, I think that David Jingris, after listening to his video the other day, where he stopped practicing family law in 2005, had no idea about the Arizona Family Code, seems to be confused that it doesn't mirror the federal rules anymore. He had no business taking this family law case.
Mm-hmm.
Laura was not prepared for her direct examination. She wasn't prepared for cross examination. I feel like she's now facing federal charges because David Jingris, in his ego, caused him to litigate a certain way that harmed his client. And I think that you have the utmost duty ethically to protect your client from further harm, to mitigate damages where you can. And he's spectacularly failed under that ethical duty. I think that Laura, if she wanted to, given everything that she's going through now, I sincerely believe that she would not be going through this with another attorney. I know she's had a bunch of different attorneys. I'm just saying his encouragement of carrying on this narrative that he's been trying to advance is less about Laura Owens and more about his personal insecurities and his ego.
Let me ask you this, Omar. Do you think there's a lawyer out there who could have gotten her a better result on the road so far and also not gotten fired because they wanted Laura to do something like sign a statement saying she was never pregnant? You know, these other lawyers got fired.
Sure.
Is there a lawyer who could have, one, not gotten fired, but two, gotten Laura a better result than DSG?
I think you'd have to find a lawyer that was able to pick up on this idea that you have to cater to Laura's ego and her insecurities, and stop trying to tell her what to do. Because when you do that, you're gonna get fired, which is cool because she fired like 4 different attorneys before she ran into Jingris, and so Jingris was just as nuts as her, had no business taking on this case, had no understanding of Arizona family law. This isn't a federal case. He wants to take this case back to 2003. It's not there, buddy. And so I think that I want to say yes. I'd like to think that I could have been the one to like take her case and talk reason to her and get her to stop talking about it altogether and to take a certain approach. But I would have got fired. I'm certain I would have been fired because I did the role play with Schnitzel. And that was the only logical conclusion from the way that I was representing her. Said, could I get a different attorney? She said that to me like 4 times. It's like, no, you've already paid me. There's no refunds.
We've heard her new criminal defense attorney who seems to have a better way with words, at least.
What is he saying?
In the 2 clips we've seen.
I only saw one of them.
And also there was that guy who his last name was Owens, right? He got Sarah Boone finally through her case.
Oh, fuck that guy. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it is possible to find somebody who can proceed with, I don't know, like a modicum of, I don't know, expertise and also not go off the rails or get fired, right?
Maybe, Owens in the Boone case was pretty out there, I thought. But that's just my opinion.
He wasn't out there. The thing was, he had the right idea. He tried to get her to take a plea. The problem with him was he was willing to let Sarah Boone walk the plank on his watch when other attorneys might have withdrawn.
I mean,
but granted, in his case, I don't think
the other employees would have been. The other attorneys would have been fired.
I guess.
Yeah, but you have.
You have to. If you're saying that you have to, instead of like Jingris, where he's playing to his own ego, doing his own PR, bragging about himself, if you just play it really professionally, she's going to walk herself off the plank, isn't she?
You talking about Owens or Boone?
Laura Owens. Well, both of them.
Yeah. Well, in the case of Boone's, she had 9 other attorneys. She didn't fire all of them. Most of them were requesting to withdraw from the case because they couldn't stand her personality.
Okay, and fire, quit, whatever. I'm not going to.
Yeah, but in the case of her attorney, Owens, the attorney representing Boone, there was no withdrawing from him. He took the case with like a month to prepare for trial. That was his bad. The judge wasn't going to let him off the case, and Sarah wasn't going to fire him under any circumstances because she didn't have
She didn't have enough time.
That, and she couldn't represent herself. She realized that this sucks. It's hard, and she kept on getting destroyed in every single hearing. So with Owens, I mean, she's at the very beginning of this.
Yeah, court is not law school, as we have to remind.
No,
Laura,
it's such a bad idea to
Valdello.
Yeah. But with Laura, I mean, I don't know what her I'd imagine that her current defense attorney is trying to talk her in to a plea. They don't want to take this to a trial. She's going to get obliterated.
Oh, hell no.
She's going to go to trial, man.
reasons.
She's going to go to trial.
Oh, scheduled for October, I guess. And we'll see.
Right.
But the problem with that is that she's it's 7 felony counts, and she's admitted in open court to a couple of them. So there's no acquittal for her. There's no world where she's.
And I think the other ones are going to be painfully easy to prove.
Yes. And so she wants to walk down that road. Look, I know she's facing 33 and a half years. I don't think she's going to get nearly that amount. But what if she got like 8? What if she got like 12?
Great.
As a criminal defense attorney, I would try to get her, I don't know, maybe a couple years plea to 1. But I try to do it under like some kind of supervised release. So she's not in a jail cell. She's having to go to some form of therapy. She's out doing community service. She's reporting to the court, whatever. She can't be out past 8 o'clock at night. Something where she's doing something positive to rehabilitate her life. Yeah, no riding ponies.
No ponies. Oh, that's a step too far. No ponies.
She could go to work or she could go to church. That's usually how it works with supervised release.
Well, we all know she's Catholic.
Oh.
Well,
what are you talking about? She's clearly Jewish.
What?
I forgot where we were going with all this. I think the question was if I thought there was an attorney that could represent Laura without getting fired. I would hope.
To get her a better result in this paternity case than DSG got her, but also not get fired or quit. I think it's
I think she has the added benefit of getting her ass kicked over and over and over again by an attorney who believes in her, is willing to make her arguments, and seeing how badly that's turned out. Maybe that provides some kind of a framework for how this is going to go in criminal court.
I think
she's not going to do well in front of the jury.
One of those people who, like these notorious people we know of, who will just never, ever, ever admit.
Yeah.
That's where I think it's going.
Well, then she's going to probably get an 8 to 12 year prison sentence after conviction.
I think it's disordered thinking. Yeah, I agree.
So
we haven't seen otherwise, like any step of the way. So maybe, and she knew that she was being investigated, and she knew this was a possibility, and she hasn't. She's just continued the narrative online. You know, we've known all this, and even after the raid on the 29th of January, she's still calling in things about Clayton. She's still writing on Medium. She's still doing all this. So we haven't seen any inkling that she's gonna admit any fault.
Yeah, we haven't seen a single "oops, my bad."
She gonna listen to this lawyer about posting on Medium? I mean, she went. Remember, right after the trial, when David went on vacation, is when she went on that fucking spree on Medium.
Yeah, there were a bunch of them.
Yeah, how is the criminal attorney going to handle that? I hope he doesn't have any vacations planned. Yeah, man.
Oh boy,
he's got some more cards to play than Jingris did, though. I mean, prison is a pretty hefty deterrence, but I don't know. When I went through.
Sometimes, sometimes not.
When I went through the exercise with Schnitzel, I kept telling her that she's going to jail. Nobody's going to believe your stupid shit. She's like, well, maybe they're just not smart enough. It's like, they're not smart enough to understand you, and they're not going to be as smart as you. And so they're so dumb that they're going to convict you and send you to prison. There's nothing we can really do about it because they're just not that smart. I don't know what to tell you. Laura. But they're the way out, and you have to talk to her like that. I don't know, man. I think that it was pretty telling when they were executing the warrants, and she starts lobbing these false accusations.
Yeah.
Her default is that she victimizes herself at every opportunity, whether it be in her personal life, in her dating relationships, in the family law case, now in the criminal case, during the warrant investigation, during money problems, during the podcast issue where she went after that PS Creative Studios or whatever it was.
Yes.
Yeah. At every corner, she victimizes herself. So
yeah, I think that's a hallmark symptom of some of these personality disorders. I don't know, Lauren, maybe you know better, but in terms of like some of these cluster B situations,
there's like some intra-cluster stuff going on here, and it's a little confusing because it can, the way that it manifests looks kind of like a bipolar disorder or something like that, but it can be, it can look very, very similar and be a totally different thing that you can't. These are kinds of things that you can't take for meds, you know. So you can't just take a pill and it'll be fine. You have to do the work, and you have to be willing to do the work. And very few people who have this issue will do the work. So
yeah, because what I see with her is this: it's a hero/victim. You're either the hero, the podcaster dating the billionaire and the Olympian and the musician.
Oh, I forgot about that. Or
you're a victim, you know, where three different guys you have orders of protection against them. It's either one or the other, and there's no in between.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Lauren, what has your dad said about any of this? Are you able to say?
Well, I was with Bruce and my dad on a stream once. We were talking about Kelsey Glover. That case got pushed. I don't know if anybody remembers that. She unfortunately drowned her daughter in a bathtub around Thanksgiving, and this was a couple hours out of my hometown, and this was like 5-6 months ago, and so we were talking about that. And so I did ask my dad, because he's, for those of you who don't know, he's a licensed forensic psych, and he works with jail inmates and stuff like that. And so I asked him about this, and he said what any, you know, like ethical professional should say, which is, I can't comment on a specific person's, you know, case. The reason that I say the things that I do is I'm probably the only person in my family, my immediate family, who's not a licensed psych person. Like, I never wanted to go to school for psych for 5 more fucking years to be a doctor or anything like that. So I can say what I want, because what I do is very specific. I'm the Band-Aid, right? So like when people come in and they're on a hold and they've done something to hurt themselves, or they're saying they want to hurt someone else, or they're in some sort of decompensated state, I'm the Band-Aid that fixes that, and then I send them off to where they need to be. So I don't need a license for that, luckily. I have a master's degree, which I have to have, but I don't need a license. So I can pretty much say whatever the fuck I want. My employers are aware that I talk about this stuff because I told them ahead of time, because people on the internet are nuts. Since I started covering Justin Blake, I got a couple of emails that are like, we're, you know, going to reach out to your boss or whatever. And I was like, well, I already fucking told my boss, so you can, they watch my shit. Like, they don't care. I also don't advertise my employers on any of my social media profiles. I have like old jobs on there, but I don't have any current ones. So like I can say whatever I want, and I enjoy that freedom. And that's another reason why I do not want to be bound by like a license or something like that. Not only that, but the whole career change thing is a pretty big factor. But my dad, my mother, I'm sure would, you know, have the same approach. And my sister, who's also a licensed practitioner, or not a practitioner, she's a clinician, mental health counselor. So she would also not be able to comment on those types of things. So I really couldn't say, not because I don't know, because of course they say that when the cameras are off, you can get an opinion, but I'm not going to share that, because any ethical professional who has a license is not going to go that far. So, but me, I can say whatever the fuck I want. So I'm good with that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. All right. I feel like I'm pretty much done with this video. Let's go to Omar's. Actually, there was one more thing here. Hang on. If I can find it. If I can't find it in like 3 seconds. Oh, this is it. Hang on.
Judge who wrote the decision didn't understand it and was misled, seriously misled by Marcus. Did Marcus lie to the judge? Lying means that you knew what you were saying was false. It may be that Marcus just didn't double check either. I doubt.
What is lying? What is? I'm sorry. Can we
this is amazing. He actually finally started to get the idea of differentiating a lie from a mistake or an opinion or speculation.
So it's a lie if you say that you went to see a doctor to the judge. If you tell the judge I went to see a doctor, whatever.
A minor misstatement. Oh boy.
Jesus Christ.
Out that. I don't know, but he said that Rule 31 became Rule 26. That is not a truthful statement. And I'm not a family law guy to that degree. I didn't catch that.
I thought you were superior. I'm confused.
Chat GPT did for me.
I think it's very, very most generous. It was deeply misleading to say that Rule 31 became Rule 26. No, Rule 31 was struck from the books, completely rewritten as a different rule with different requirements, different text, totally different in substance. To say that they're renumbered or the same thing as like saying Donald Trump and Joe Biden are the same person.
Hold on, keep pause it.
Go ahead, man.
Is Omar there?
I'm not sure.
I've been talking the whole time to myself, apparently.
Oh, jeez.
And you're like,
have you been listening to this, Omar?
Oh, I thought that you all were just ignoring me. It's like, fuck you guys then.
I know, right? But here's the thing. Let's do another thought experiment. Let's say Marcus makes a misstatement in his appeal response.
Yeah, sure.
Won't the appeals panel judges point it out and confirm that they have the same opinion as Jingris here?
Yeah, it's really hard to. What Jingris is literally saying is that Marcus purposefully misstated.
Well, let's say it was a mistake, but it was misleading.
Yeah, but okay, but
wouldn't
you could say that.
Are the appeals court judges like morons who just believe whatever Marcus says?
No, of course not.
What kind of argument is this?
Obviously,
the appeals court judges would have ripped Marcus a new ass or something, right?
Well, they would have just said that, look, Marcus's position on Rule 31 is this. We find that unpersuasive for the following reasons. That's what they would have done.
And they didn't do that, right?
No.
You know who they did do that
what
to?
the fuck is Jingris talking about here?
They did that to David Jingris.
Well, this is projection or something.
They did that specific thing to David Jingris. Like David Jingris says these things about the law. We disagree, and here's why. And so, but yeah, for him to say that Marcus purposefully misstated the law, not misled. You're allowed to mislead, but misstated the law, and in other words, quoting the law for an incorrect, obviously blatant incorrect purpose, not a different interpretation. That's really hard, a really high bar to achieve. Like honestly, you probably have to like quote an incorrect citation to a case law or something like that. I don't know, or just it have to be completely pure black and white. But to have a different interpretation of law is not the same thing as purposefully trying to misstate the law, and that's what Jingris is trying to do. And Schnitzel's right that they clowned him throughout their judgments in their brief, and when they made their ruling and said that Jingris's arguments have no basis in law or fact. And that's about as bad of a review by an appellate court that you could possibly have for your appellate argument to ever receive. When they say you have no basis in law and fact, they're basically telling you that you're 100% unequivocally and completely full of shit. And we're not going to even grant an oral argument for this garbage. That's basically what they said.
All right.
Okay, very good. I just wanted some clarity because he's like trying to throw Marcus under the bus here, and I just think it's bogus.
Yeah,
Marcus
but
hang on. Mayor McKinleyville, thank you for the 5. Send him back to Arizona. We don't want him here. Our high school isn't safe.
Hey, Lauren.
You've been doing that a lot lately.
Our relationship is over. But what?
I know. Okay, let's just pretend that you were your dad. And let's just pretend you were speaking to me off the record.
Like my dad. Don't you dare.
Damn it. What would he say off the record about Laura Owens? Do you think?
I don't have to think. I know, and I'm not going to repeat it.
Damn it. Well, I tried.
If you had called me by my name, then maybe I would.
Could you say if it's anywhere in the ballpark of what we've been saying?
The last thing I'm going to do is bring my family into this. So no.
Okay.
So no. Schnitzel's starting to talk like me, like mispronouncing my words and confusing names and letters.
So you guys are both drunk. That's fine.
Well.
If I'm drunk off of what I drank, that's a problem.
What did you drink?
Like an eighth of a bourbon.
So you're wasted.
A little sip of a
Schwasty faced.
Well, you have the BMI of like 1, right? Because you're a little schnitzel thing. So I feel like an eighth of a bourbon.
Wait, an eighth of what? An eighth of a shot?
Of a pour, of a finger.
An eighth of a shot.
Of a finger?
An eighth of a finger? I don't know if I could.
It's like you got your lips wet with the bourbon.
Ew.
Yeah, exactly.
Was the bourbon smaller than hand sized? Oh, boy.
It fits right in the palm of my hand.
That's what she said.
Ah. Okay. Anyways, Mayor of McKinleyville, thank you for the 5 again. Also, shut your fucking mouth. Also for those. Damn it.
Yes, we've properly tilted Lauren. We've done it.
Hey, Bruce,
Mission accomplished.
Bruce, can you read?
Mayor of McKinleyville, $5 super chat says, also for those wondering, he doesn't come from money. His daddy lives in a mobile home park at the end of the trail he's on. Damn.
Well, maybe that's like retirement, you know?
No, also he does come from money, just so you know.
I mean, even if his dad lives in a mobile home park at the end of the trail, I mean, so what? Like, it doesn't make his arguments any less true or more true or anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's kind of, I don't know. It's probably just a funny joke.
Oh, fucking toast. All right. Yeah, thanks for that again. Jules, thank you for the 5. Jingy needs to follow Woodnick example and only do the law court stuff. I don't see Woodnick posting on X/YouTube or going public talking of Clayton. That's true. I mean, that's a professional thing to do, though, and we're not going to see that from him.
Doesn't mean he hasn't wanted to.
Oh, he probably. Oh,
what?
I wonder if David Jingris has a layer. He like has a layer where he's literally like Donald Trump, just like up at 3 a.m, thinking of all these mean tweets that he wants to send.
McDonald's throwing ketchup on the wall.
Totally.
I'm
rolling
lost.
around ketchup.
A layer of what? Mustard?
No, like a layer, like Gargamel.
Lair.
Gargamel.
A layer.
Oh.
A layer like Gargamel.
Like a dungeon.
Smurfs. Yeah, like a
man
dungeon.
cave.
Yeah, or like a Skeletor.
Oh, a dingus cave.
A dingus cave, exactly.
I hate you guys. All right. Anyways. Pam, thank you for the 2. Omar thinks he can fix that crazy bitch. Who, me or Laura?
I didn't say that. I don't think I could fix her at all. Matter of fact, I'm quite certain I would have been fired within a couple hours.
I'm going to need you to be more specific.
Oh, question. If someone had done this, let's try, because Omar has the lawyer's perspective. Lauren and I can't really answer this, but Bruce also, I want to know, if someone had done this to you guys, like what happened to Clayton, how do you think you would have responded in those first weeks, days and weeks?
Oh, I'm putting myself in Clayton's shoes. And I received 2 blowies from this girl.
Wait, am I me or am I Clayton?
I was thinking you guys personally.
Yeah, so I'm trying to equivocate. So I received 2 blowies from this girl that I was marginally into. That I had probably was planning to like write off as, okay, that was an interesting experience. Let's move on with life. And then I get these emails about, hey, I'm pregnant with twins off of a blowjob? What? I would be confused. And I would be 100% concerned about this lady's mental health. I'd wonder if she had a criminal record. I'd wonder if she had like a psych history that I should have been aware of. I'd legitimately be concerned for like safety reasons. Like, what if she's like gonna stalk my house or something? Because she's clearly off.
Yeah.
I would not be questioning. Not that Eckerd was ever questioning.
I mean, she did contact his parents too. So.
No, that would freak me out. That would have been, and how embarrassing would that be? Imagine like your worst dating experience that you just wanted to forget. And next thing you know, that person is emailing and texting your parents or your family members.
His mom said that her email address is hard to find. Like it is not posted places. So Laura 100% did a deep dive, probably like some kind of background check to find her contact information.
Yeah.
No, I would legitimately be freaked out.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't even imagine. But there'd definitely be I understand why Eckerd was so relieved at the conclusion of this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
The emotional turmoil that he must have experienced, just being confronted with all of the bad possibilities that might stem from whatever this was. Like, what is going on? And then, like, probably just like completely mind fucked. This lady pissed on a stick right in front of me, and it came out positive. Is there something I'm not remembering? Was I roofied? How is this even possible? And there's no chance.
Oh no! Who just roofied Omar in the stream?
Laura's there.
I did not kick that man out, so I don't know what happened.
What is
I love
happening?
when stuff like that happens.
Oh my gosh! Now wait, in this thought experiment, am I me or am I Clayton? I don't remember.
I was thinking. I mean,
Am I
you
me?
can do whichever one you want, but I was thinking more if it had happened to you personally.
Yeah. So I think for me, like, I feel like Clayton was he tried to be very reasonable in these emails.
I'm sorry, somebody's probably still ranting in the
I'm sure he is. He's talking to no one right now.
Why is
I
everybody ignoring
guarantee.
me?
Oh, I love it here. Go
I
ahead.
think I would have been way more like sort of logical and procedural about it. Also, Clayton was in this position where he had just like renovated this house to do his Airbnb business. So he was very cash poor. I have a lawyer that is ready to be on retainer at a moment's notice. So I would have lawyered up immediately. Personally, that for me. Shout out to my lawyer, Grant.
Yeah. I was gonna say I have a lawyer in California.
There you go.
I have some dude who wrote a copyright notice thing on my behalf. So
Same.
But he keeps cutting in and out of video, so I don't think he would do very well in court if it was a Zoom hearing. Also, he sucks at swimming. Omar?
I just went on a whole monologue.
We knew
and
it.
then I looked down.
We know that you did.
Cat
That
lady knew
was
it.
never in question.
Omar, we think somebody roofied you during the stream there and you got knocked out. I don't
I
know.
was literally standing here talking into my phone. It's like, oh, I must have them captivated. They're so silent. I look down at my phone. Like, are you serious?
You were good for like half of it probably, and then I don't know what you said after that, obviously. But
I don't know. I was sympathizing with Eckerd, basically.
oh yeah, that didn't track because you cut out.
Well,
I think we need to start using that method in politics.
Right? Turn the mic off.
Not working out.
whatever you just said, we heard none of it. So,
Precisely.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh God, we're not going there tonight, man.
You don't have to. Just, I don't know. Think of a funny name, Stephen Miller. You heard about him and Elon Musk? They're beefing.
We were talking about that the other day.
People still say beefing.
Oh, is that no longer a thing?
I don't know, man. But I guess it is now.
Well, it is not. It is today. I'm just saying. There's a.
Hold on.
There's
We need
legitimate
to. Let me get through. Somebody says stop closing your eyes when you monologue. Stop telling us what to do, man. How about that?
Who
also,
said for me or you?
I don't know. It could be me. I mean,
It was
I'm usually
me.
trying not to laugh. So
When I monologue, I'm literally like pacing back and forth.
your
And,
face
like-
isn't showing.
My husband
Also-
does the same thing, and it
Also, for a $10,000 Venmo, I'll do whatever you want on this stream. But unless you start paying
Bruce,
me,
you
I'm not
didn't
just
say that because I can raise money real quick.
I'm not
days,
just
I
gonna
think.
do what you say because you say it in chat. But if you pay me, I might do it. Keep in mind, if you want to start telling people what to do, you might have to pay them to do it.
You said 10,000 for anything, and so that is what we're going with.
There we go.
So what's the limits, Bruce?
What?
What would
Well,
be
I
the
mean, we
limit?
can't violate YouTube's terms and
No.
conditions.
That wasn't part of the deal. The deal is sealed. You said
Well,
10,000.
we're on YouTube. I mean,
anything.
it's in the context of YouTube. YouTube is the denominator.
I'm willing to let my YouTube channel get deleted to embarrass you.
Oh,
Keep that in mind.
I'm-
All right.
I'm putting my lawyer on retainer right now.
Come on, Grant. You're on my side. Okay. All right, let's get through a little tiny bit more of this, and then I'll close this out because this is the last part of this I want to see. Hang on, and then we'll go to Omar's clip that you pulled up.
Dime. I think Clayton should have.
We have to actually get through a minute of it before interrupting, and I'm saying that now because I'm going to want to interrupt 5 times.
To pay.
I'm going to silence myself.
Not only the legal fees that she's had to. Laura's out of pocket mid 5 figures, just from what Clayton forced her to do, which he had no right to do.
Yes, he did.
On top of that, all of the emotional trauma. You know, I still maintain that when this thing is over, Laura may want to look at options. And the fact that Laura may have done things wrong along the way doesn't make it okay for the other side to break the law. George Floyd in Minnesota was in the middle of committing a crime.
Wait, what?
And then he was using a fake $20 bill. And then a cop kneeled on his neck until he couldn't breathe and killed him. You think a cop gets to say, oh, well, he was committing a crime, so it doesn't matter that I killed him? No. The fact that Laura did something or was accused of doing something has nothing to do with the other parties ignoring the rules or doing things that are otherwise unlawful. So we'll see. Like I said.
Yep, that's right. You heard that correctly.
Who on Clayton's side of this case, Clayton or his attorneys or a judge, did anything illegal? Who has been arrested and charged with a crime? What is this guy talking about?
He's unhinged.
This is absurd.
He's so beyond the pale.
Crazy fucking bitch.
Who has 7 felony indictments right now? Laura Owens. How many felony indictments does Clayton Eckert have? 0. How many felony indictments does Greg Woodnick have right now? 0. How many felony indictments does Judge Mata have right now? 0. We all have 0 except for Laura. Give me a break.
So I don't know if any of them have committed an act of police brutality, but that's just me.
Out of all of those people that you named, who is the only person who's been convicted of a felony?
I don't know. Who?
Well, Google it.
What? I don't know. Who?
Bruce.
What? No, I haven't.
Gingerbread. Fucking Gingerbread was the guy.
I didn't name him in my list.
Oh, well, that's what I said. Oh,
okay.
I didn't know we were being so literal.
Have you met me?
It's his middle name.
Yeah, he has. But I mean, I don't know.
Y'all would be acting like this too if you had 11 bar complaints. It's about to be 12, bitch. So, all right. Just Ricardo, thank you too. Hang on. Nothing like hanging with
Nick
my bong and you folks. I mean, I get that a lot. Thanks, man. MC, thank you for the 20. You guys need to talk to me. I lived with a delusional person for 25 years. They believe their world. I know what you mean. I was CIA, not really. I know what you mean. But they believe what they believe. I was almost on Dr. Phil. That's crazy enough.
Oh my God, is that his wife?
Dr. Phil?
No, MC.
Fuck.
Jingris' wife works for the CIA, guys. Watch out.
No, she doesn't, but he probably thinks she does.
Hey, this screen grab is a pretty good thumbnail for a future Jingris video.
Flat Earth confirmed.
Wait a minute, I closed it. We can go back and get it later.
Later.
Yeah. All right. So this is what you sent me. David responds to Omar Serrato regarding Laura and Clayton, which was a fantastic video, by the way. Omar is a douche. So, let's play it from where you sent to me. Hang on. Do you remember
before you play it, let me just give you the context. Me and our friend Steven, the attorney, were sitting around trying to decipher what Jingris was saying. And we're like, are we just idiots? Like, Are we missing something obvious? Why is he this confident saying what he's saying? This makes no sense. And we literally we're freaking out about it for a whole day. Because it can't just be that, I literally thought that I was losing my mind when he said this. And that it caused me to give my whole video response or whatever. Anyway, that's the context of all this. It was so just beyond bizarre. And I had this whole moment, this existential crisis that, am I the dumbass? Am I really that dumb? Did I miss something that simple? And no, I didn't miss anything. He's just kind of dumb. He being Jingris.
Right.
And you should be proud of me. I just refrained from using the R word. I'm proud of myself.
I lost it earlier today. I said it once. My bad. But come on, man. I mean, when you're comparing Laura Owens to George Floyd, what am I supposed to say other than a slur? You know what I mean?
Oh, that's I don't blame you, Lauren.
I wish he would just stick to his arguments. Like, hey, I think Clayton's team broke the law because of XYZ for these reasons. Instead of making these dumb analogies. I'm not convinced by a dumb analogy. If I'm confused, an analogy might help if we're having a in-person conversation. But he's talking to a broad audience. He needs to just lay out his argument without the stupid analogies.
Yeah. All right, are we ready to play the clip, Omar? Oh. Did we lose him again? No, he's still talking. Omar, turn your microphone on. Your microphone. Bro, turn your microphone on.
Okay, chat. Who roofied Omar? Come on.
Fess up. Oh, he's not listening to us.
Omar.
I know he's yes.
Play the clip.
Okay. You got to remember to hit the button. Remember when I was there with you and I helped you learn how to press the little button? You got to press the button. Okay. We're gonna play the clip.
She filed under this chapter 6. Maternity and paternity proceedings. That's what ARS 25801 is, the paternity. These are the statutes that deal with maternity and paternity proceedings. Now, if you were licensed to practice law in Arizona, you would know that ARS 25324 deals with divorce, and this parenting time thing does not deal with maternity and paternity proceedings. So, I appreciate Omar's effort to find any possible little crack in my argument and say, oh my God, Jingris doesn't know what he's talking about.
Could you pause?
I am definitely not the smartest, sharpest tool in the shed. Never.
All right, I just need to get through that part. Yeah.
Did you hear what he just said?
Which part?
Rule 25 appears to parentage. It applies to parentage and paternity, not this maternity thing. He literally said that. And so I was like, there's got to be a reason why he's saying this.
Maternity?
There wasn't. It literally was like when he was reading it in the moment, he realized that he fucked up, but he had to keep on going with the narrative. I don't think that
this video wasn't live. Like, he could have edited that out.
That's true.
But it's out there on all of YouTube. That's what he said. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Yeah, that was something else.
I don't think I noticed that, Omar. That's a good catch.
I actually didn't either.
I had to catch it from your video when you explained it very
clearly. The
only
reason I did a video was like, there's no way that I'm this dumb. Did I miss something that simple? And I was scouring the Arizona code in family law cases to figure out if I was missing something obvious. And I wasn't. He literally just said something that dumb.
Yeah. But no, I mean, Omar, you did the right thing, because whenever you think you have a good hypothesis or a good argument, you always want to test it. You want to validate it. You want to have other people look at it, whether it's, Jingris seeing your video again, or MG Law, or Rachel Juarez, or whoever. You want someone else to check it for you, which is good.
Yeah. That's like half the business of being a lawyer, is testing your arguments before you get to court. But he just threw that out there like he was like the smartest guy in the room. What I learned from one of my mentors is, when you're not the smartest guy in the room, you should just shut the fuck up. You should talk as little as possible. You should not try to make the big point, which is what he's basically trying to do here. He's trying to say,
even when you are the smartest person in the room, you should.
Well, when you're winning the case, when you're winning, you don't need to say anything. That's why it's always a marker when you feel like you're losing. That's the you'll notice that the losing attorney is making all of the big arguments. They're talking the most, whatever, because they have to. They got to do something.
Yeah, but they're on the defense.
Jingris, he's trying to point out. He's like, look, Omar, you're not an Arizona attorney, and if you were an Arizona attorney, you would know that Rule 25 it only applies to parentage cases, not maternity cases. That's what he said. He said that. It's on his own fucking video.
Case?
And so I only point that out because it caused me like a 24-hour period where I thought that I might have been the stupid one. Turns out I wasn't.
No.
Never.
I mean, not for that. Anyway.
Not for that.
Right.
For many other things.
Here was another favorite. Hang on.
Maybe this is a maternity case because it's not about proving whether Clayton's the father or not. It's about proving whether the mother's actually a mother or not.
Well, I could tell you that, number one, it was 100% about paternity and the parenting plan.
No, I was just making a joke, dude.
Oh, never mind. Now I'm the literal one.
You guys can trade off. That's fine.
I mean, you bring up a good point because paternity is predicated on pregnancy, which is a maternity issue.
Yes, they're all connected. It's all parentage encompasses all of those things. When you file for a paternity petition, you necessarily invoke Rule 25, according to the Arizona Rules of Court, the Arizona Family Code.
I mean, at least once Clayton has filed a response, right?
I know I shouldn't be saying this because I'm not a lawyer there, but damn it, I've done a lot of research, and it sure looks like that's the case.
Or something.
I mean, the key was Clayton's response, correct? Like that keeps the action going.
And I got to tell you, I've seen a lot of pro-per people go before and try to file stuff on their own. The fact that he knew to reference those 3 statutes under Rule 25 was amazing.
I don't know if he came up with that on his own or if he had
Probably
a consultation
not.
Before Woodnick, because I know he had some sort of consultation before Woodnick.
He had a different lawyer before Woodnick.
Because in Schnitzel Ninja's thing, I think she mentions them, right?
Davis, an entertainment lawyer.
Davis, yeah.
Yeah,
but I don't know if that's where that came from or not. We'd have to ask Clayton. That'd be a good Q&A Clayton question.
It's probably a good assumption, but yeah, it was really his saving grace in this case, because there's a world that exists where he doesn't ask for any sanctions at the beginning, and the only request for sanction would have been Rule 26, which was withdrawn, and then the safe harbor provision unequivocally would have applied. But because he invoked Rule 25 from the very outset, then it was unnecessary to request Rule 26. And I'm not even saying that like other stuff like wouldn't have happened that would have invoked the other rules. I'm just saying that it was a really good thing that happened right from the outset, because it just colored it set the tenor for litigation of this case in August of 2023. Wait, was it 23 or 24? 23, right?
23.
Yeah. Gosh, it's been that long.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man. Because she filed to withdraw in December, and then there was the status hearing in February, and then we all went to the June hearing.
Well,
I was 24.
If there is a criminal trial, if there's a criminal trial in this case, I'll definitely be present for that.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'll see if I can bring the van.
No, I might bring my own van. I will bring a van.
You have a van? I don't think you have a van. You have a truck.
Oh,
no, I do have a truck.
Tailgate tech vans. Oh, we could have twin tech vans. Oh my gosh.
I'll rent a van. We'll be tailgating outside the courthourhouse.
Good fucking Lord.
Twin tech vans. I'm still there for it.
Oh my God. All right. This was another one that somebody brought up, because we were doing David's greatest hits tonight before we went over that video, and now we're not going to get through any of these, but we'll go through some of them. Let's see, and I'm fine with that.
Do you have my big list, Lauren, or no?
Oh, I do. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. I don't use Reddit, and I don't need to send a DM and hope they don't lie about who they are. I'm entitled to a person's real contact info. Okay, and this was like that when he subpoenaed the Redditor Hito Izakura, who is a very nice, very professional, respectful, woman who does nothing but she just breaks down the arguments in his, from her perspective. And she's not even a legal professional, and she's just very, very intelligent. And he's like, I'm entitled to know her real name and shit like that because she had posted recaps of his videos from her perspective. And that's fucking insane. But anyways, the important thing here is I don't use Reddit because then shortly afterwards, of course, he exposed his Reddit name by accident, in which he was commenting on the teenagers subreddit. Beautiful. And you can't really see it too well here. Hang on. Yeah, you can't see it too well. But here's his name was Reasonable Wish, which I guess is,
you can still go check it out.
Oh, Lauren, if you switch Omar and Schnitzel, will be in the same order.
Oh.
We'll have good. YouTube inception.
There we go.
There we go. All right.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I'm big, and I wish I could, man, but I can't get any closer than that because I already pulled it up full screen. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit on this tab, actually. No, it won't work because it's a video. It just makes the
fonts bigger.
Yeah, I don't have but all it says is beautiful, and it's on the teenager subreddit. So this teenager posted, I struggle with body image and self-esteem, but today I decided to put on some makeup and see how it went. I ended up feeling confident enough to take my first ever selfie. I'm really proud of myself, and this was 4 years ago, it says, I think 4. So that would be 2021. Yep. And he says, beautiful, because he's just perusing the teenager subreddit.
There's a link. I think I saw it in your Discord that shows. Are you on that one?
There's like 3 people in my Discord. Hang on. It's not a big deal. Let's see.
I used to have a Discord. It still exists.
I see the one about the STD. You have a Discord, man. Just nobody uses it because you don't use it.
True.
Here, this one.
I see the one about the STD testing. I can pull that up, but where's the one about
the STD test thing?
Oh, he posted about that on Reddit.
He was bragging that he got all tested and was super clean.
Yeah. So why is a married man getting tested for STDs? Because
Omar, just imagine him walking down that walking path, out of breath, telling us about how he got tested for all the STDs and he's totally clean. Just imagine that in your mind.
He filed for divorce from his wife.
His paramour had chlamydia.
I mean, I don't care much to dig into people's marriages, so but I do remember that.
I'm just saying that I think it's relevant because this could have been during that period that they were like on the rocks.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Does anybody know the status of Gingerbread's marriage? Are they still on the rocks or no?
I forgot to ask.
I don't know.
I have no fucking idea.
Irrelevant.
No need to examine. Irrelevant.
I think it's
fine. I think it's fine to get tested, but the point I think is that he's here like bragging about it. Like he's just a braggadocious guy. Like to me, that's the point.
Yeah, I think that the more egregious thing is the beautiful comment to a teenager was creepy. Like that.
Oh yeah, very creepy.
And I can only imagine him like being like naked in his computer chair as he's typing.
Oh my god.
There's no reason to say that.
No, don't ever say that again.
I'm filing an order of protection against Omar's imagination.
You just offended the most perverted person I know. So, I mean, my God.
It wouldn't be the first time.
I'm never going to recover from that.
Yeah, I agree. Goosebump. The point is.
I mean, my apologies. It's a creepy thing to do.
Well, who posts their results on Where Are All the Good Men, too?
Is that what he posted on?
Because it's bragging. Look. It's just bragging.
Bragging about what? I don't understand.
He's clean
from the STDs, Omar.
Yeah.
Date of 2020. Yikes. Yikes.
Yeah. I don't know what his status is now, but it's not my business.
Don't care. I don't plan on.
You do.
I mean, to clown on him, yes, but I don't have a. Never mind.
Yeah, that was the first.
Let us refrain from what I was going to say.
Nope, we're good. We're good. We got it.
We're good.
Okay.
Did you see the link I sent?
No, in the private. Hang on.
Yeah, in the privates.
Shut your fucking mouth. I hate you guys. This is terrible. All right. Oh, here it is.
I'm clicking it.
In the press.
That's it.
Jesus. I can't even. My daughter's saying,
I'm back for my indignation. Anyways, let's see. Here's his Reddit. Is this his Reddit history? What is this?
Yeah, that's his whole Reddit history saved in a PDF. But
oh god, 11
I
fucking.
don't know what date it was saved, so there could be more after this was saved.
Yeah, I don't see a date on here. I see. I mean,
2024.
He was using the Reddit as recently as July 2024, less than a year ago. But then he was like, I don't use Reddit. I've never used Reddit. Blah blah blah. You know. So.
What's the most egregious of these posts?
The beautiful.
Definitely the teenager one. Yeah.
That was sick.
Fuck. Yeah, it is. Okay. He's doing some, legal stuff here. Lawyer here, not licensed in Colorado. Well, since Omar is not qualified to talk about Arizona law, since he's not licensed in Arizona, why the fuck
what's this? We've identified a double standard. Oh, color me shocked.
Yeah.
Color me beautiful.
I live in Arizona. It never rains here. This is useless to me. First of all, not true. I lived in Arizona for 2 years, and it fucking monsoons there, like every year. So,
yeah,
out of your mind. But let's see. And that right there is how the bubonic plague jumped from squirrels to humans. So I'm not sure what the context was there, and I don't need to know.
Don't need to know.
I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I think that was probably from one of his briefs.
We're going back in time now.
Yeah,
interesting as fuck. Flowers that only bloom for 24 hours are being very selfish.
If Trump was your boyfriend right now, you wouldn't be born for another 2 years. No comment.
I don't know if the math is mathing on that one.
I have no comment. Let's see. He comments a lot on Where Are All the Good Men. This is like someone walking into a casino saying, I deserve to win. I should text that to
disturbing. I think he needs to listen to the Flad where we talk about the bad advice. Yeah.
Oh, man. Imagine him as a guest on Flad.
Oh my god. You were thinking about that shit once. You guys use like at one point I remember you and David were talking about at least David was talking about you were gonna be on his fucking show, and I was like, this is a nightmare. I have to distance myself from this. So
I feel like if he was a guest on Flad, we could make Brad's brain melt. Like I think we could do that, don't you think?
I think so.
Like Brad would just lose it.
Brad would malfunction. I could see it.
I need to see one with just Omar, Brad, and David. Omar, you would have to do limited talking. I just want to see that.
I'll be clowning on them both for the entire
I need
show.
to do limited talking. I need to hear them talk to each other.
I want to see Brad introduce his chart to David. That would be great.
I think David would abide by that chart.
He might.
What is the chart? I missed it. What the fuck is
you don't want to know about it?
He made a chart where it's like, okay, there's like an attractiveness.
He didn't make it. No, he didn't make it.
He didn't make it, but he like, but like the premise was like, there's no lady that's less than a level 4 crazy out of 10, and if they're less than 4, then they're a tranny. That was like the punchline to the whole video, and Brad introduced it on Flad, and he took a lot of flack for it, and rightfully so. I wanted to be clear. I did not subscribe to that ideology. It was a Brad thing.
I can't tell you if I subscribe to it or not because I haven't really seen it, but I'll let you know later.
All right. Schnitzel was very triggered.
That's fine.
And Anita went in on Brad. Oh man, you missed it. She ripped him an asshole for like an hour.
He didn't have one before. He's got one now.
Hey, easy, man. I like Brad. Easy.
No, it's funny because he said he ripped him an asshole, not a new asshole.
All right. But I mean, it's still weird to say someone never had a butthole. You know what I mean?
That's what
the second one then. Since we're being all literal.
I think Brad's in on the joke. It's
That's the saying to rip someone a new asshole.
As long as Brad's in on it, I don't want to be a dick to Brad for no reason, you know? So as long as Brad's in on it, we're good.
No, Brad is in. Brad is completely cool with it. Brad is a good sport. He really is.
He's
showed us the video afterwards.
Yeah, we were all laughing about it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he made Anita.
Brad and I we share the same views on some things. We don't share the same views on some things, so it's kind of like I'm pretty much on the fence. You know.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
No, it's not. No, she never said that. All right. I don't know who you've been talking to.
What are we doing, Lauren? What are we doing here?
We were going through his Reddit history, but I think we got through. Oh no, it was just the beautiful comment on the teenagers. That's it. So, I mean, what are we doing? Okay, let me get to Bruce's list here because Bruce had a whole dossier of things that he on David's greatest hits. Hang on. Just gonna copy paste it. Oh wait, I want to show this one though, because he called him. One of the first things he did was call himself the Conor McGregor of litigation. So I wanted to go over this.
He said that.
Yeah.
Oh my
Omar, where have you been?
I just don't pay much
Conor
attention to the
McGregor
guy,
of
man.
litigation.
I literally only come out for gingerbread when he says my name.
Omar,
I'm like Beetlejuice to that guy.
Here's the question for you: who are you in this analogy of litigation in terms of celebrities?
Oh, that's a really good question. I've never considered. That's really good. I'd have to put some thought into that.
Who is Omar in the analogy? If David Jingris is the Conor McGregor of litigation, who is Omar?
Wrong answers only, dude. Wrong answers only.
Wrong answers only. I'm freaking what's that guy? I'm Joe Pesci. How about that?
Oh, from the movie My Cousin Vinny.
From My Cousin Vinny. Yeah, I am Joe Pesci.
I've not seen that movie.
If ever there was a tilted lawyer, that would be the one.
That's a good one.
All right. So he says he's a Conor McGregor of litigation. Conor McGregor, the screenshot says, was found liable for sexual assault in a civil case in Dublin, Ireland. A jury found him liable for assaulting Nikita Hand at a Dublin hotel in December 2018. He was ordered to pay her more than 248,000, is it sterling or pounds? I'm not sure, sterling, I think, in damages. While not convicted in a criminal case, the civil ruling was a significant outcome, and McGregor is appealing the decision. So he compared himself to Conor McGregor, who was found liable for sexual assault, is the main takeaway. Let's see. Let me find Bruce's list here. Somebody just sent something in there. Give me one sec.
There's some good suggestions in the chat for Omar's lawyer persona.
Oh, hang on. Let me. Bruce, you want to read them while I find this?
Yeah. Let me scroll back up. We got Mike Tyson. We got Rambo. We got Holly Hunter.
Mike Tyson.
We got Antonio Banderas. Oh my. Oh.
Zorro.
Hey, Rob says, yeah, the mark of Zorro. Okay, that's a good one. Yeah. Oh, the Jenna Ortega of lawyers. Oh, that's a good one.
No, because then Omar would want to fuck himself.
We've got Pedro Pascal. I really like that one. That's good.
I don't see it.
That guy. Well,
yeah, that's why I don't see it.
He was in The Equalizer. I just watched that movie with Denzel, and he got his ass kicked at the top of a.
Well, was he the villain?
Yeah, he was a villain.
I mean, you're gonna get your ass. I mean, that's like the guy falling off the tower in Die Hard. I mean, that's gonna happen. Hans Gruber.
Pretty much, but it was an entertaining scene.
Yeah.
With a name like Pedro Pascal, I feel like you have to be a villain at some point.
100%.
I haven't found it yet. Hang on. Let me see. Gumby Gibbler.
What?
Caesar Romero. Who is Gumby Gibbler, man?
I think it's like halfway. It's like the love child of Gumby and Kimmy Gibbler from Full House.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Schnitzel in like another room, or I hear her like from another room or something.
You sound like you're like 4 rooms away or something.
That's hilarious. No, I'm
now she's back. Now she's back.
No, I'm here.
I used to have one of those Gumby toys, those like little stretchy things with the wires inside and stuff. Those were great.
Bruce, where did your list go? There it is. There it is. I found it.
You got to scroll up. Yeah.
I found it. Yeah, Bruce.
It was almost right after your question.
Yeah, let me just pull it up on Docs.
Oh, Matthew McConaughey. He was a lawyer in a movie. That's Omar.
Oh. He was a lawyer in a couple of movies.
Oh, you'd be the Michael Douglas. What movie is he that lawyer in?
Was he ever a lawyer in a movie?
Yes.
Michael Douglas was a lawyer?
With Demi Moore?
No, that's disclosure. He was
beyond a reasonable doubt. Yeah, it's
reasonable
a fucking
doubt.
great scene.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't seen that.
What was
movie.
the plot of that movie?
I was also thinking of The Game, but I don't think he was like a courtroom.
Yeah, so I was thinking of The Game.
High-profile lawyer Mark Hunter, Michael Douglas, has an impeccable record putting criminals behind bars and is a shoo-in for governor in the upcoming election. But when ambitious rookie journalist CJ ...
Chase G. Jones?
I don't think that I've ever seen that one.
You got to watch the clip of his monologue in the courtroom. It's so good.
I will watch it tonight.
Oh man,
I'm gonna share this tab real quick.
Omar's going up against Chase J. Jones. This is the battle I want to see.
Who's Chase J. Jones?
Oh my God, Omar!
We're gonna kick you out.
I'll explain it to you later. It's too much.
All right.
It's too much.
Is that the Dave Neal thing? The fake person, whatever it was. Okay, I know it was. All right. I got it.
I'm gonna let you start reading from the top of this list while I separate
Not to be excommunicated from the chat by.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much you want to. Wait, where are we? What?
No, we don't need to go into it. I know what it is.
How much time do you want to spend on these?
None. Oh,
none.
Just none on Chase J. Jones. I know what that is.
Damn.
That's Laura.
That's my favorite part of this whole case. Dang.
All right, man, you go from the top.
What are you doing, Lauren?
You're going from the top on your list here.
Okay.
Okay,
so this is my greatest hits list for Jingris. At least things that other people didn't already mention, because there's other things, but they mentioned it. Okay, so my favorite, and I have a whole video about this on my channel. He confirmed the ultrasound from the Halloween costume meme was Laura's sister's ultrasound. This was kind of amazing. He did this on Twitter. There's a whole live stream Dave Neal did also. Go check that out because it's good to watch these things in retrospect.
Yeah.
He filed a motion to compel lunch, which I thought was just amusing. That's a line item by itself. The next one is he kept talking to and about Dave Neal, which actually caused Dave Neal to go back into his old email archives to discover the discrepancy. Now, on June 10th, we learned about the discrepancy between the 100 HCG test and the 100,000. I think it was like 140,000 or whatever it was.
Something like that. 100 something.
And it was Jingris's relentless harassment of Dave that caused Dave to uncover this discrepancy. So thanks, buddy. Laura faked. Wait, what is this? Laura faked. Oh, 911. The 911. No, I don't. Why does it say Laura? Oh, it's supposed to be the test that Laura faked. So she faked the 100,000 one, and the 100,000 one was, I guess, a real blood test.
Oh, I see. I got the line item wrong.
Yeah. So the next one would be that Jingris called 911 on Mike Maricini on June 10th at the courthouse. And of course, this was just goofy because he keeps saying that it was illegal for Mike to be there. But of course, no law enforcement agency, I think there were 3 different law enforcement agencies, none of them arrested Mike Maricini. So this is proof by refutation that he's just a dingus on this. Let's see. He when he first started going on Twitter to talk about this case, he was arguing with a mom of someone who was, I think, had epilepsy, I think. And he said she should go back to special ed or ride the short bus or something. He was really rude to this lady, and that was just, it was terrible. He later deleted it, I think. Yeah. He called all the media that was covering the case scumbags, mosquitoes, leeches. I think he also called them like cockroaches and vile scum, which of course, Dave Neal with his, Dave's not a details guy, folks. So Dave turned it into pond scum instead of vile scum. But like, that's where pond scum comes from, pond scum posse. Jingris threatened that media coverage of the case would result in homeless oblivion. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know anybody in homeless oblivion that's been covering this case.
But they're patients.
Well, I mean, that's been covering this case.
Yeah, I guess.
In any case, That was funny. He threatened Dave Neal with eviction from his home so Laura's horses could graze upon Dave's former property. I did a video on this as well. 1 year, because he predicted in 1 year, Dave Neal will be homeless with Laura's horses grazing on his property. And 1 year to the date of that prediction, I made a video talking about how he failed and Dave Neal was not homeless. He kept talking to and about Mike Maricini, causing the public to crowdsource funds to have a forensic expert review Mike's laptop with texts between Laura and Mike, which exposed cancer fraud. Oh boy, there's Omar's echo. My goodness. Exposing cancer fraud as well as significant contradictions in her TEDx story video, which is why everybody keeps asking, why is this TEDx story video still up? Okay, it's because of these contradictions from a
not for lack of trying,
forensically examined laptop. That's why. After complaining about YouTube commentary for months and months and months, he started his own YouTube commentary about the case, double standard much, in which he said, and the thing that blew my mind was he originally said that people, because Megan Fox checked, she checked, folks, for the first video, we checked. Can we do commentary on your video? Because we don't want to anger you or incite your anger. And he said it was okay. But then on the very second video, he said, you can't use any of it. And of course, he threatened to sue Lauren here for doing commentary on that video.
Well, Lauren's a bitch, in fairness. So
I mean, you know. And then on the third video, he started saying, well, you can use a few minutes, 4 minutes, 6 minutes. And I'm like, is it 4? Is it 6? Like, when do I get sued? Like 8 minutes? I don't know. Anyway, so he was completely inconsistent on what he wanted on that, which I thought was very funny. I don't know. He currently has, by his own admission, I guess, he currently has about 11 pending bar complaints, one from a judge, which is kind of I feel like this is an unprecedented level of bar complaints.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening out there, but that's the most I've ever heard of.
That's just amazing. Anyway, let's see. Oh yeah, he pulled out a weapon in one of his first YouTube videos, which kind of blew my mind because it's like, dude, read the room, read the optics, like figure out what you're doing.
Remember he had a big ass rifle in the back of his
for his
Omar was dead.
He said
Omar's dead to me.
He said it was for his 3D printing case, but he had a giant like 3D rifle when he said Omar's dead to me. And of course, he's showing the handheld weapon when he's complaining about Judge Mata the entire time, which I thought was a little okay, look. And he explained like, oh, I didn't mean anything by it. But the optics, dude, the optics are just so off the chain.
I brought this to the courthouse the day Judge Mata let her daddy in. And then I'm like,
yeah. I mean, like, here's the thing. What are you going to do? Like, you need a weapon in the trunk of your car. Like, there's a million bailiffs. There's extra security at the courthouse because it's a high profile case. There's guys walking around with dogs. Look, you don't need to be the good guy with the gun at the courthouse. There's plenty of good guys with guns at the courthouse.
Well, nobody fucking spoke to the guy. And also he said beforehand, he's like, if anyone wants to be friendly, come say hi. But nobody did. So, like, don't invite that. And then also be like, by the way, I'm bringing a weapon to the courthouse.
I mean, yeah, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And then, I added this last one. I don't really remember the details of this, but I think on Twitter, he like made some really rude comment about Greg Gillespie's wife related to deportation, which I thought was just weird. Which now that you've already covered his rolling the R's on Rachel Juarez and all that, I think he's got a pattern at this point.
He's a bitch.
So that was my last one.
Just leave them alone, dude. Like, what has Ashley Ford? I don't know if she changed her last name when they got married or not. What has Ashley Ford ever done to you, man? And also, Rachel was respectful and like sat there and listened to him that entire time they were debating because like she would get like 3 words in, it would throw him off, and he'd be like, "We have to move on now." So what did she really do to you? Like, she didn't do anything except maybe make some faces, but still, it wasn't like. It wasn't like
no.
rude,
The problem is she kicked his ass intellectually. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
And thoroughly. And before that, he was literally groveling at her feet. talking about, oh, you're this Harvard, whatever, you're so great, you're wonderful. Yeah, and he was kind of like,
no. At the beginning, he also threw in some shade because he's like, if I happen to mention something like, how many things have you done, and you haven't done any, it's not because I'm trying to insult you. Like, he was kind of throwing some shade even at the beginning, I will say.
Rachel was way too nice to him. Let me tell you something. Like, Rachel did what an attorney, like a respectful attorney, should do. She was like trying to argue like an actual intelligent, well-spoken person, and he just didn't know how to do that, and he would freak out every time her like mouth moved or something when he was saying something like, oh, you don't like what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like, so he freaked out and he offered her a cookie and all this shit. But like, I don't think she was too nice. I think she was just trying to do things the right way, and I think that he is just a total fucking asshole. So in comparison, yeah, it looks like she was too nice, but no, she was just doing things the way that a good lawyer should. So let's see. Rachel's professional David is a douche. I agree with that. Yes. What are we talking about here? Oh, they weren't afraid of allowing those guys to stay in the courtroom
like
to
the
watch
911 call.
Yeah, I want to, Omar, I want to ask you about that. So, like, there's
the rule of exclusion, right?
Right. So, like, they did not opt for that because they said that would mean Jan would have to leave the courtroom. Is that correct, Schnitzel? Do you remember
why they didn't do?
Why they didn't exclude?
Yeah. He was saying that it was going to take like 2 minutes per witness to come up and down. It's just not fucking true. First of all,
that was a very small room. There's no fucking way.
Yeah, and also if your client in that email that I put in my video, you can see where she says that Greg Gillespie is actually far more dangerous than Mike Maricini. So she's saying like he's so dangerous, all the cyber hacking, all this stuff, and then Mike committed DV against her, which she's claiming, right? Why would you not want to take that extra time and make a point? It would have looked better for her if she had them sit out. I'm glad she didn't, but it would have been beneficial to her to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm very surprised if they had that rule that they didn't use it. And Jingris's explanation was like, well, it would have taken too much time. But then in the exact same interview with Reality Steve, he's like, Laura was having a panic attack. She was so afraid of Mike, so that's why I had to call 911. But he couldn't use the rule of exclusion, but he'll call 911. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And he was a total asshole about it when he saw that Mike was there.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, and after like putting out the picture and the interview that they did, however fucking many years ago, that was a terrible, terrible way for him to behave. Obviously, I feel like he obviously knows better than the way that he behaves. So it's like you can't really use that much. Like you can try to justify to an officer or to a whoever like what you did, but at the end of the day, like as people on a human level, you know that Mike Maricini did not deserve the treatment that he got, regardless of like the circumstances, because people in court all the time have to face people they have, ROs against or, vice versa. So it's just like, he didn't deserve that. He knew there was a subpoena. He can argue there wasn't a valid subpoena. I don't agree with that, but I'm not an attorney, so that's just me.
I'll just say this.
It's not right, dude. It's not right on a human level, is my opinion. So
it's another example of why he had no business taking this case in the first place. This is the family law domain. Maricini, whether he thinks that it was a valid subpoena or not, was a known potential witness in the case.
Right.
They had 2 hours to litigate. I've never, ever, in 11 years of being a lawyer, ever seen a person who was the restrained party in a DV restraining order have 911 called on them because they were there as a witness in an evidentiary hearing. The fact that he did that, number one, I mean, it demonstrates his non-experience, his misunderstanding or non-understanding of how DVROs work in Arizona and California. It demonstrates his misunderstanding of the rules of court procedure in Arizona. It lets me know that, number one, just that's a complete douchebag move to make. It's borderline frivolous. I'm surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised because, wouldn't it got $150,000 for his client? But it's almost sanctionable conduct. The fact that you would call law enforcement and 911 on a witness that was a potential witness for whatever purpose, for impeachment, for the substance of our case, for whatever reason, that you would call 911 on them. It's borderline witness intimidation.
Didn't he call two different departments as well? He called two different police departments?
Three.
Oh,
yeah.
geez.
Well, he
it could be interpreted as
one was already there.
Yeah.
It could be interpreted as criminal witness intimidation.
Well, Omar, this is why
Maricini's bar complaint
and Judge Mata's bar complaint.
Yeah.
Which I think is the one that could get him in real trouble.
I remember last time I was here in Australia, in addition to him saying he was going to file a lawsuit against me, he also, I think it was like 2 days after my birthday, and I was like, I'm so done with this guy. And he said he was going to put out Mike's bar complaint. He was like, I'm going to do a video about Mike's bar complaint. So I remember like trying to find the bar complaint and being like, no, I'm going to fucking do this before you do. I don't care where I am and what time zone it is. Fuck you. So that was a whole thing. But I remember reading over that and thinking like, yeah, this it seems like he has a really good case.
And his complaint's still open. It hasn't been closed yet.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that how funny that in those emails that Laura is like, this is my last email, like so many times, right? And then Jingris is like, this is my last YouTube video. And then he makes another one today. They're like the same person.
Yeah. Well, he's out of breath while power walking.
I maintain that I'm not going to make fun of him for being out of breath because I know how hard it is to like get out and do better for yourself and like feel embarrassed because you're out of breath or whatever. So there are still lines that I won't cross. Unbelievably so. I feel like I really should.
You're such a nice person, Lauren. You really should, man. You should clown me harder for losing to you in the swing race. You should clown Jingris harder for breathing hard while walking and trying to talk.
Well, with you, I love you. You're one of my best friends. And with David, I don't know. I just can't do. I don't just automatically want to be
petty.
People.
Like
I don't want to hurt people, on purpose. I don't want to do that. So like, you have to really kind of push me to the edge to get me to do that. So like, when people get mad when I use bad words or whatever, I'm kind of like, you don't understand. Like, you have to get me to a certain point. I don't just do that for funsies, So I don't know. I'm kind of. I'm never gonna lose that part of me that's like holding back a little bit because I don't want to. I don't want to let some asshole take that away from me, take away my humanity and be like, yeah, I just don't care. I'm just going to be a dick to everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not going to, I just can't.
It's just another example of why you are an amazing person. And I say that genuinely without joking.
Yeah, I know. You too, man. You too. I mean, the feeling is definitely mutual. And however I may express that is it is what it is. So
in whatever weird way it comes out, it's fine.
Yeah. For sure. Somebody said, Omar, you should have Rachel on your show. And I just wanted to double down on that.
I would do that tomorrow.
Huh?
If for whatever reason she wanted to come on my show, I would 100% do it. And
no, just talk to her, man.
I think you just got to reach out because she did a nice interview with Dave Neal. So I'm sure she would want to talk to you as well.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll see what I can do. I'll reach out.
She's great. No, she'll definitely at the very least, she won't tell you what a dickhead you are. So
she might. I wouldn't be offended.
No, she wouldn't. Yeah.
I certainly have a lot of questions to ask her about her opinions on the case. So yeah, that'd be good. I'd love to do that. I'll probably reach out tomorrow.
Yeah, do it. She's great.
We'll see where
I
we
really
go.
like her. I mean, she's not. She and I talked about maybe she would come on mine for a little bit, but I'm out of town, obviously, very far out of town. So I'll have to see when I get back. But she's like one of the nicest people, man, and she's so smart. Like, she's so smart. I love her. So, yeah. Where were we going here? Let's see. We got Froggy Kirsty. Thank you for the 2. Have a great day. Thank you very much. I appreciate you because it is daytime here, man. Just J Hip, $2. Is she still available? I don't know, but for $2, I'll find out for you. Who is she? Just J Hip, thank you again for the 2. I'm putting Lauren in a lawsuit per request. Thank you very much. I think
Jay wants to, fix Laura. He thinks he can fix her. So
Jay, no,
he's a little delusional, I think, but it's good.
No, Jay's being sued for Muppet things.
I mean, Jay has to have dreams because if Jay doesn't have dreams, all he'll have is nightmares. So I support his delusions.
Yeah.
Does Jay want to date Laura?
I support his delusions. That's the friendship energy I want.
Jay, this is such a bad idea, sir. I speak on your behalf. Just come talk to me first, man. I got some things to say.
I don't think that means what everybody thinks it means. There's a lot of stuff going on there. But,
I don't even know what that. I don't know what that means.
About Jay in the lawsuit?
Oh no, I was talking about Jay wanting to date Laura Owens. I was going to try to talk him out of it.
I did not think that's what he was saying. I think he was saying something else, but I'm not positive.
Oh, well, I don't know anything. Never mind.
No, he's talking about like Megan Fox and Jay and Rosalind and everybody's all.
Omar, are you familiar with the legal precedents that have set, law related to Muppets? Because that's what we really need here.
I heard something about Muppets. I'm a little jealous that I don't have a Muppet avatar.
Oh, I'll get you one, man. I'll get you one.
Yeah. I don't have one either. I don't know.
Hang on, let me find mine. Megan made me one. Hang on. I'm going to find it for you guys while one sec. Let's see. Where's my Muppet? Because 2 people made me Muppets. Starchasm made me a Muppet. And then Megan made me one with a little less facial hair.
I like the one with your dog.
Oh, yeah, that's the one that Megan made. Hang on. Let me see if I can find it. I tweet much more than I realized. That's terrible. I shouldn't be sharing my thoughts that much.
I made a
guaranteed bad outcome from everyone.
You know what's funny, man? I made a Twitter account like specifically to say something nice about David, and I've never used it since.
Well, people tag you a lot. I tag you.
Damn, Omar, you can't say anything. Well, if they say if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. So you're doing the right thing.
I do not follow that rule. I did not subscribe to that. Here's one of them. Somebody made one of me and you, Omar.
Oh boy, I gotta see
you
this.
look old as fuck, and I looked like a hag.
Thank you, Gene Jones.
Look at this. Hang on, you can't see it, can you?
Cannot. What the fuck, man?
Wow.
I look like the old guy from Up.
Damn.
Fucking terrible. Oh my god.
Omar, that's gonna be you in 20 years, dude.
Oh,
that's
that one.
Oh, no.
That's gonna be him next year, guys.
That's
you're talking about
hilarious.
Lauren looks mad. What is that about?
It's because we're together. That's why I look mad.
So grouchy.
Looks like she's gonna bite me.
Have you ever seen her thumbnails?
That's
the
smart
thing
boy.
she uses. Oh boy, what is this? Oh,
I know exactly what picture.
Omar's house. This is the Tilted Lawyer podcast. I am here with my special chess set because I'm a smart boy. That's exactly what you sound like, man. This is the Tilted Lawyer podcast. I am here with my special chess. You did have a cane on, man. Right,
I did. I fucked up my back. I pinched a nerve. I didn't announce that, but
Omar doesn't know what to do when you come after his chess set. I don't know.
That's true, man, for sure. Let's see. It's down here somewhere. I gotta find it. I should have saved it, dude. But I know it's around.
I'll be right back.
You got to put that in your pictures folder. Come on.
I know, dude. I know. I'm slacking. Oh, there's our race results.
We got a lot of work to do.
Pool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is this before or after?
That's after.
Is it?
Yeah. This is his neighborhood pool. So if you guys didn't hear this story on Omar's podcast after we did this, he took me to the pool. And first we couldn't get into the gate to get to the pool area. And so we were waiting forever. And he finally figures it out because his wife gives him the code. And then we go to the gate and you have to have like something to unlock the gate, but we couldn't get it open. And so we went around to another one. It still didn't work because there are like 3 or 4 gates, I guess. And so he takes his tripod, and they're like older women and children in the pool. It's just like families, right? And so he takes his freaking tripod like a creep, and he heaves it over the door, and then he like undoes the door latch, and like we break in basically. And all these old ladies on the side of the pool are looking at Omar like, what is that? He's broke in here. Like, so like right off the bat, we were getting weird stares. Yeah, it was something.
Well, sometimes you have to go get the breaching tools. Like you have to say in your report, I just went and got the breaching tools. And that's
as far as I'm concerned, man, I had a card. It was supposed to work on the thing and it didn't, so I made my own way.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's a good one.
With my dog. I don't know how Megan got that picture, man.
That's Lauren with Chicken Nugget.
No,
my dog.
Your dog is Chicken Nugget. My dog is Butter.
Oh, does your dog look like that too?
Yeah, man. I haven't shown you a picture.
No.
Hang on, give me 1 sec. I'll find one.
She threatened to eat my dog. My dog was in hiding the whole time she was here.
Right.
She's like, oh, a little chicken nugget. How delicious.
I was just trying to I did not threaten to eat your dog. I just called your dog because you have a dog named Nugget, and so naturally the other dog's name should be Chicken Tender. It makes sense. Hold up.
The other dog's name is Clubber, like Clubber Lang, like Mr. T.
Oh, here he is.
Oh yeah, Rocky 2.
He's just like your little
3.
dog with like more hair. I mean, he's a puppy
3?
Yeah, it's Rocky 3.
Oh yeah, that's true. Rocky 3, and then 4 was the Russian guy, right?
Ivan Drago.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We don't talk about number 5.
It's a blast from the past, man.
Yeah, Tommy Gunn.
All right. Anyways, that's Butter. I feel like he's like Nugget, but he's like a little bit bigger, maybe, and with some more hair. So.
He's like Nugget, but a little more fabulous with the grooming.
He's just younger. He's just younger. That's all. But right now he's like really shaggy, so he needs a haircut. But yeah.
Oh,
but he's a good boy. Good boy. I miss him. I miss him so much. I'm bothering my parents. Like it's like I don't know what time of night it is over there, but I'm bothering them all the time. Like, hello, please send me more pictures of my dog. And then if they send me one of him, and I'm like, no, you need to show his face. And so I'm trying to get him to get it right.
Well,
your dogs are interesting.
Yeah, my dogs are a little they're a little troubled.
I didn't know you had dogs. So I walked into his house and I was like, there's dogs here. Or I think I rang the doorbell and I heard barking and I was like, Omar? Yeah. That was something else.
That kind of Friday.
Yeah, but then Chicken Tender, Clubber, took to you right away. He was like attached to you the whole time you were there.
Yeah, dogs love me, because I'm also a bitch. So
just not Nugget because he got like vibes that you wanted to eat him.
Nugget got over it
very early on.
Nugget got over it. I never wanted to eat him.
And then she's like, "Hey, I need a towel. Otherwise, I'm going to use all of your toilet paper." Okay.
Okay, but I had to dry off somehow.
You did.
Like, realistically, what should a guest say?
I mean, I had a whole closet full of towels, but I thought the threat was unnecessary.
I don't frequent closets anymore. It's been a long time.
Oh boy. And then we cooked for Lauren, like we offered her food. She's like, yeah, I'm weird about that. So I'm gonna go back to my place and eat a pizza. Okay.
No, what? Your wife's tacos, your wife made tacos and they looked really good. But at the same time, I was like, well, I know I have like a 2-hour, 1.5, 2-hour drive home with this guy that I met yesterday. And so I'm gonna be hungry at the end of that. So I was like, I might as well just wait. So I waited because I wanted this pizza that I had the day before. I was like, it was so good, and I'm not going to have that at home or anywhere else. So I was like, I'll just wait, and I'll eat the same thing for 3 days straight.
I was not offended. I was not.
Well, it smelled good, if that helps. It did, but I had to wait.
Well, it don't matter to me. It was a gift. It just meant more for the rest of the family.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, your kids were crying over wrapping paper, so I figured I should give them some more tacos.
The girls, man. Yeah, they were wrong. They were wrong. It's like, see, every time, this is what's going on when you want to stream with me, like at 6:30 in the afternoon. All of this.
I don't see what the problem is. They're both very professional.
They both crash the stream at times, and so.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, they're cute. They're really cute.
Yeah, good times, man.
Yeah, they're very well behaved, in my opinion. I know you might say like not so much. But,
no, they are. They used to be worse. They're getting there. They're 4 and 5 now. Well, they're 6 and 4. My youngest is going to turn 5 on the 8th in a week.
Wait, what does she want for her birthday?
Oh, she wants like girly stuff, like princess stuff, like rings and clothes. And,
like what kind of princess stuff?
Shit, I don't know. Oh, she asked me, she wants 100 million rings.
100 million?
Well, because I made her share with her sister this ring that she had. It's like, Dad, I don't want to share. It's like, okay, if you share with your sister, I will buy you 100 rings. And she's like, okay. but I want 100 million rings. It's like, all right, done, deal. And then it was done. And so I got to come to her.
You should tell her that if she has 100 million rings, she won't have room for any more toys. Duh.
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 Oh boy. Speaking of the girls, I really got to go. I got to put them to bed.
Yeah, it's like 2 p.m. here. I might go whale watching. We'll see.
Oh,
Yes, do it.
I'll go check it out. If I don't do it today, I'll do it tomorrow. It depends because there was a lot of fog today, so they canceled a lot of the ferries.
Is that like the view from outside of your room that you showed me earlier?
That was the mountains yesterday. That was the mountains. So I had to go a few hours out of town here to find that. So I might go back there on Thursday because there's like all kinds of trails with waterfalls and shit that I didn't get to see. But
Were you on like a tour?
I wasn't. So I took a train up to where you can take a bus up to get there. And then there's like a tour bus that goes around. But I took that tour bus and then I got off at like halfway through their stops so that I could get to where I wanted to go. Mm-hmm. And then I just kind of wandered around for a while. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was so sweet. Beautiful. But I wanted, there's so much more I want to do there because it's a huge place and I've never been out that far. So I've been to Melbourne, I've been to Sydney multiple times. But I've never been anywhere else. So that was my first time getting out there. So
that's awesome.
I'll probably try to go back because Friday I have to fly from here to Melbourne for the convention. So I have to kind of get everything in before Friday afternoon. So
well, you just stay safe, young lady.
I'll work on it.
Yeah. Don't eat anything weird.
I definitely cannot agree to that.
And definitely do not accept a drink from some random person you don't know. You don't know what's in it. Buy your own
I won't
stuff.
be drinking anything but weird Mountain Dew and water. So.
That works.
Yeah. And there's not even any weed here, man. Hang on. Let me read through these. Froggy Kirsty, thank you for 5. How's it going, mate? Thanks to you all. It's good, man. It's good. I've only been here for a few days, so like it's good though. SF, thank you for the 2. I think Megan used Chat GPT to make them up. It's maybe, but it's not the same if Megan doesn't make it for us. So I'm gonna need Megan to make Omar's muffin. MC, thank you for the 5. Never support people's delusions. Take it from a pro. Yeah, I got you. I hear you. And I'm sorry you went through that, man. Thank you for sharing with us, though. Yeah. I appreciate that. And Froggy Kirsty, thank you for the 5. Which state are you in? I'm in NSW right now. So, but I'll be up in Melbourne. I don't know if that is that the same state? I don't know. You tell me. All right. Thank you for the 5. All right. We appreciate you guys. We got to go though, because everybody else has to go to bed, and I got shit to do. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna find my people. My people are the whales. So I'm gonna go find my people. All right. I'll see you later. If not a whale, I'm gonna go find a fucking kangaroo or something. I gotta do something else.
Oh, box a kangaroo. That's the move.
I'm not gonna box a kangaroo. Boy. I'm gonna hug it to death, and well, one of us will die. But I don't.
Do you eat kangaroo for breakfast, Lauren?
No, I don't. That's creepy.
Well, definitely don't box a kangaroo. That's
from Stranger Things.
Just you couldn't give me a box. I haven't seen Stranger Things yet, man.
Oh, it's so good.
I know. I keep hearing that. All right, take a video. All right, I will. I will take a video. All right, and also I got my new camera, so I'm gonna set that up. I'll take pictures and shit, and I'll set it up and see if I can stream with it tomorrow or something. So, all right, thanks everyone. We're gonna go now. Bye bye.
Love you all. Bye bye.
You guys are a bunch of whores. See ya.